What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Bare Minimum with 4 Star Chicago Sports. I am Bears on Brandon Duplessis. That is the crafty Dustin Jones. Dustin, how you feeling? I know you had a long day at work.
Long day all around, man. 6:30 start time. We're gonna go until 1:30 in the morning, I would imagine. So I'm ready to fucking roll. Let's do it.
Thursday's always kind of drag because you're trying to get to Friday, right? Yeah, well, guys, we're going to talk about obviously the Bears
Sure.
finalized 53-man roster. Then we're going to talk a little bit of. I know Dustin wants to touch a little bit on the Caleb haters and why this just doesn't make sense, guys. And then last but not least, we are going to rank our head coaches. Oh, I want to react. I want to react to that trade today. Obviously, that's big. We want to
Yeah, there's a
react to
lot of
that trade.
shit to talk about today, man. I'm
Yeah, it's going to be a
excited.
busy show. Thanks for joining us. For everybody who's here already,
Did
and
you
thanks for
say
the
last
goodwill.
but not least?
Least, I'm pretty sure I said least.
I don't know. It's
Man.
gonna be a fun show. I'm gonna be fucking with you all night. Let's do it.
Yeah, Dustin's gonna be laughing all night. Here we
Yeah.
go, guys. All that and more after this.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars align. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot-town heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down Sunday's midfield, battles cute. Chicago.
Shorty in the building already. What up, brother? I was
What's up,
watching y'all
Shorty?
tonight. Great show tonight. Had some good guests on, Bearski and Keds. I saw on there. Some good Bears talk. Thanks for being here. Bruja
That's an
checked in.
all-star cast right there.
Bruja said he'll be back in Burden minutes. I like that.
What's going on, Bruja? What's going on,
Ryan.
Ryan? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Bear down, Ryan. Guys.
Shorty
thanks
likes
again
your
for-
opener. Shorty likes your opener. Just gonna
Oh,
point
thanks,
that.
Shorty. I appreciate it. I got some tips from a good friend. It's you, Shorty. The friend is Shorty. All right, guys. Thanks for joining the Bare Minimum once again. Dustin, I think first and
Do I have
foremost.
competition for like your friendship right now with Shorty? Is that what you're saying?
What?
Is Shorty like competition for your friendship? Am I like, should I be jealous?
That's up to you, man. I'm gonna leave that ball in your court.
It's a good call. Sorry, go ahead, man. I'm slap happy, man. Let's have at it.
Let's get into the Bare Minimum.
If I can get them out of my head,
Guys,
and
obviously,
I'll do it.
some major breaking news today, and something we have to react to as Bears fans, especially it affects our division and probably our team directly. Dustin, the Dallas Cowboys did it. The thing that nobody thought could happen, because a player like this, like you said, both time and time again, just does not get the value they're worth in return, no matter what it is
And
you
he
offer.
didn't, and
We'll
they did
talk
not.
about that more again
They
today.
did not.
Yeah, guys, he was traded to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks. Micah Parsons from the Cowboys to the Packers, 2 first-round picks, and Rashawn Gary was the trade, which blew my mind that at least. I mean, let's talk about that then. Let's dive right into the value because, like you said, Dustin, players who are potentially top 5 players in the NFL, but top 10 for sure in their prime,
He's a top
don't
5 player.
don't get moved. This never occurs, no matter how bad the player, how hard the player goes at the trade demands, no matter how much the team tries to, stick it to him with the contract negotiations. It always somehow gets done when it's a guy of a talent of this caliber, right?
Dude, we talked about it some time ago, and I said, there's no way Micah Parsons gets traded. There's no way Jerry Jones trades Micah Parsons.
And I don't remember. I said to you, Micah Parsons seems like a guy to me though who would just walk out.
And I agree, but I guess me just being a logical thinking, somewhat knowledgeable football person, realizing like you'd be stupid to trade one of the best pass rushers in the league, one of the best pass rushers in league history, really.
One of the best linebackers. I always say this to people too, man. His ability to play the linebacker position is just as good as
I don't really give a fuck
ability
about that.
to rush the pass. He's an all-around, top to bottom, one of the best players in the NFL, and everything he does, man.
Okay, so again, to kind of finish my point, I'm not gonna go back and be like embarrassed that I said the Cowboys won't trade him because they shouldn't have fucking traded him. And as I said then, you like you just pointed out, you're never going to get the value for that type of player. You will always end up the loser in that trade. And the Cowboys made themselves significantly worse today. And Jerry Jones is trying to spin it off like they somehow put themselves in a position to be better. And they made a division rival for the Bears, which sucks, the fucking Packers, significantly better, man. And like guys like that just don't get traded. You got to be stupid to.
What's up, John?
And think about this, man. You're in Dallas. How bad does that fucking suck? They just traded Luka Doncic in one of the dumbest trades I've ever seen in NBA history. And then they turn around, and we talked about that too. Like, how bad will that be for Dallas fans? And then they turn around, the Dallas Cowboys trade Micah Parsons for a defensive tackle and a couple first-round picks. Those first-round picks are not going to be those are going to be in the mid-20s, the low to mid-20s. I just don't understand. I would have wanted like another first and a second and a third, like for Micah Parsons. This guy has more sacks than anybody besides Reggie White in his first 6-7 years of his career. I don't have the stat off the top of my head, but the guy's been fucking dominant. That guy changes your football team.
I think it's less than that, but yeah,
I mean it's less than what?
6 or 7. I thought he was only in the league for like 4.
What? It's just 4 or 5 years. Whatever it is.
Was this a contract extension?
I believe
he was demanding. Because that would make it his 3rd season. Oh yeah, it is. This was his coming. This was his 4th year because Jerry Jones said something about you take the 5th year option if you're going to stay in Dallas or something like that. But
you're right. You're right. But either way, in those first 4 years, he has the most sacks besides Reggie White, I believe, in terms of NFL history, man.
And they took a. How do you not get like the Packers' best defender? How is that? I don't understand.
Who would that be to you? The Packers' best defender?
Edgerrin Cooper.
Edgerrin Cooper, the guy was a rookie last year, right? This is his second year in the NFL.
Yes, he was, and towards the end of the year, he exploded.
Clark is a damn good tackle in the NFL, but he is getting up there in age. But I mean,
Gary. They didn't get Clark; they got Gary, right?
No, they got Clark, the tackle.
Was it Clark? Gary. I thought it was Rashawn Gary.
No, that was what was being reported at first. It was Clark and 2 firsts. That's what the trade was.
Yeah, even Clark.
I would say Gary is probably their best defender, and I mean,
probably better than Clark.
Xavier McKinney is a damn good defender on that team too. I'll just say that. I think he might be the best defender on that team.
He's old though, man.
No, he's really not. He's really not.
Like 30?
No, he's in his mid-20s. He was. That was his 2nd contract that he signed when he signed with the Packers.
Oh, that was his 5th year?
Yep.
Okay, so clearly...
We really got our facts together here.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody, these guys don't care either. Like, who fucking cares? But clearly, the Packers got over on Dallas for one of the best players in the NFL, and who he's now going to play the Chicago Bears less than twice a year.
And the Bears don't have a starting left tackle yet.
Exactly what you texted when it was reported, of course, because that's just how it feels as a Bears fans, man. This is just how it goes. It's every time something like this occurs, I feel like it benefits a team in our division, and does not bode well for us. Obviously, Dustin, we've heard this. Yeah, I know. I'm sure you've read this now in mainstream social media, but they're stating that the left tackle is even now a bigger problem, which. By default, of course. But
I mean, does anyone need to state that?
Would you have any more concern about the left tackle position because of this trade?
No. Listen, man, the left tackle position was fucking very concerning, and it still is, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Micah Parsons is on the Packers. You got really good pass rushers in this division. Aiden Hutchinson, Turner on Minnesota, Greenard on Minnesota. I mean, and you start talking about now adding Micah Parsons on the opposite side of Rashawn Gary up there in Green Bay, where they have a really good secondary too. The defenses in this division are not pushovers, and you got great pass with or without Micah Parsons. There were great pass rushers in this division, and it was already a huge concern because the Bears still haven't named a starting left tackle, and the season starts here pretty soon, so that's concerning. You had this a week from tonight. You had this open competition. You were waiting for someone to blow you away, and that clearly hasn't happened. So we're going with average ass Braxton Jones. So Micah Parsons is going to beat him down, or whoever. If it's Darnell Wright, he's going to beat him down. Micah Parsons beats people one-on-one. That's the thing that he does. You're going to need to send a lot of help.
Beats people 1-on-2.
You're going to need to send a lot of help, and it's going to affect how you run your offense against this Packers team. The Packers, everybody can say like, well, they mortgage their future. They don't. The two contracts that they have between Jordan Love and Micah Parsons is whatever percentage of their cap. It's a huge chunk, so their hands are going to be tied in some ways. But this is a move that makes you at least two to three wins better as a football
Well, let's
team.
talk about
the Packers. The Packers are going all in, and you want your team to do that. Parsons is a guy you have to go get. Well, let me just make this point real quick. You said it. Guys like this don't get traded. So when guys like this are available, you fucking go get them. You do whatever you can to go get them. And the Packers really didn't have to do that much to go get them. When you look at what teams have given up for other players, you look at the fact that Jamal Adams got traded for 2 firsts from the Jets to the Seahawks. Micah Parsons just went for 2 firsts.
Where you're coming from.
And Clark.
Micah Parsons is a player that anybody could use on their
You have to go get him. Yes.
He proves every single team.
But the Packers win. The Packers win on this. That's it.
But there is an issue here. And this is where, and I try to be critical, guys, without being biased. You know what I mean? I obviously this is a positive move for the Packers, but
it's a very positive move for the Packers.
There's a pressure here because, I mean, this is a win now move. It is. It's you believe that you're good enough to win a Super Bowl, and this guy kind of adds what you were lacking, which pass rush was not my greatest concern for the Packers. It still is their quarterback. And I was a guy who advocated. I defended Jordan Love in a lot of conversations, and he proved me wrong.
What's up, Phil?
So what happens, Dustin, if this team falls flat on their face, even with the addition of Micah Parsons, and now no longer has 2 first-round picks for the next 2 years, and they have to pay Micah Parsons probably the most in NFL history, I'm guessing.
Well, no, they're paying him $47 million a year, 4 years, $188 million, $136 million guaranteed, I believe.
Okay, so the most at the position.
The most of any non-quarterback in the NFL. He makes more per year than Patrick Mahomes at this point. TJ Watt had set the record at $41 million. He's now at 47.
So
non-quarterback.
In which we expected, because he is a much better player.
Brandon, let me answer your question. Your question was, what happens if they fall flat on their face?
Yes. What happens if they're last in the division and they win 6 games?
I think, first of all, that the odds of that happening are very low. I've been hearing national pundits and picking the Packers to win 10, 11 games all offseason.
No, the last 2 I watched said they were last in the division.
I've heard multiples to go the other way, and it can go either way, but they were being picked as like a good contending team without Micah Parsons. You add him to the fold, you obviously get better. Like I said, 2 to 3 wins is what Micah Parsons is worth to me. But at the end of the day, man, you don't make this move thinking what's the worst thing that can happen. If you believe in your team, you believe in your coach.
It's quite the opposite.
Exactly. You believe that you are that piece away and it's going to work. And that's the mentality. But Brandon, that's the mentality you got to have to compete in the NFL. When the Eagles go sign Saquon Barkley and take him away from a division rival, they're like, this is the last piece that we need. And they believe in the talent they have. If you want to compete and you want to get over the top, you have to take risks like this. You have to go for it. And again, when it's a guy like Micah Parsons, you make the fucking move. You move mountains to make that move. Because the impact he has on your defense all across the board. You guys thought Montez Sweat was a multiplier? What the fuck do you think Micah Parsons is? Like, this changes their defense completely. One player, guys. And he would have done that for whatever team he went to. If it were the Bears, he would have changed this defense completely. It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, the Bears needed a player like him more than the Packers did, to be honest. Because like I said, I think...
Not scared. I respect the guy's talent, Vizzo. Nobody's scared. It is what it is. The Packers got him.
Justin's scared. No, guys, he's a phenomenal player. He's a great talent. I don't know that. I mean, you can give him a wins above replacement. I guess that's not a football statistic.
I'm not saying that Green Bay is a Parsons away from Super Bowl. No, I'm saying that they believe that, and that's why you make this move.
I don't think Micah Parsons on the Green Bay Packers, and I'm sure that is the question. Does he make them a contender, a legit contender? I would say no.
Well,
I
I
would say
mean,
no.
I don't know. There's still some things we gotta look at. We're gonna do our division predictions and
Listen. If
our
he was
playoffs
added,
and
if
Super
he was
Bowl
added
on
to the
Monday.
Buffalo
I got a
Bills,
lot of research to do, and this is why I was waiting, because I knew a move like this was coming. If he's
I
added to the
said this.
Bills, yeah, they're obviously
It's
much
like
better.
that's what they needed. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's what they needed, and that's the thing. And now they're good, and now they should roll through them all. I just don't feel that way about this Green Bay team. They could add another star player to that defense. I'd still
Let
feel the same way.
let me comment on what John S is saying here. It's the spirit in the move, John S. I'm not saying that they're comparable in terms of their contracts. They're obviously different players. Running backs get paid way less than star defensive end, star running backs. That's just the reality. I'm saying you put your chips all in for a guy that you think will take you over the top, and you have to have confidence in your team to do that. Just because I'm acknowledging that for the Packers does not mean that I think they're a Super Bowl contender. It does not mean that I agree with them. It doesn't. But this move shows that they are all in, and you want your team to be that if you're an NFL fan. What Bears fans can sit here and try to convince themselves 7 ways from Sunday that this move does not make the Packers better than the Bears. This move makes the Packers significantly better. And what it shows at the end of the day is that the Packers are supremely confident in the roster that they have and the quarterback that they have. Whether or not we agree with them as Bears fans, obviously that's a completely different story. I don't think Jordan Love is as good as Matt LaFleur thinks Jordan Love is, but they made this move because they think Jordan Love is good enough. They do. So this move drastically improves a division rival, guys, and it drastically changes how you play against that defense if you're the Chicago Bears. It does.
What I'll tell you is, you said it means the Packers have confidence in their roster. Well,
I don't even
the
wear
the Cowboys must, because you let a player. I mean, let's get into it. Let's dive.
But there's a whole nother side of this.
Yeah.
That conversation. What are the Cowboys fucking doing, dude? Just this whole offseason is a giant what the fuck for the Cowboys.
You would be. Listen, if you hand in your fan card today, people over there in Dallas, I wouldn't blame you one bit.
Yeah, we got plenty of room here in Chicago. Come on,
that is neglect. You're neglecting your fans. It felt petty. The way that he responded to it felt petty. I mean, I don't blame Micah Parsons for, even after being offered the money that he was supposedly offered, stating it's not about money anymore. It got real petty with Jerry
You tried to
Jones.
backroom deal him. You tried to, go against the CBA in terms of how you negotiated with him. You tried to pressure him into making a deal without his agent, and then you made him the bad guy for not being okay with that. You did him dirty. You did him dirty, and then you tried to strong arm him. The Cowboys fucked this up in every way, man. They fucked up their coaching decision. You went from McCarthy to Schottenheimer in this offseason. You've neglected the running back position completely as the Cowboys. You think that Dak they're basically
what's going on?
They're
brother?
basically trying to be the Bengals of the NFC, the way it seems, with Pickens and Lamb and Dak, and hopefully they can get a healthy season out of Dak. And this team is just not good. It's not going to be good. The vibes are very bad. And when you trade a guy as good as Parsons, it never really works out very well for you. It doesn't.
Yeah, this is what thanks, Vizzo Joe, because I wasn't sure. I read this and I wasn't sure. It wasn't very credible source. It wasn't like an NFL post. Jerry Jones apparently said
they did the trade because they couldn't stop the run for you.
We need to stop the run. That's
of course you do, but yeah, I don't think moving on from Micah Parsons makes your team any better.
No, that's the really lazy reason. It's a lazy.
And Jerry Jones also said I could have signed him in April if I wanted to.
It's a lazy attempt to cushion the situation.
Jerry Jones has just straight up said, I didn't want Micah Parsons basically at this point. That's what Jerry Jones is saying. And so he feels like he got great value for a guy he didn't want to pay. Well, the reality is, though, Jerry Jones put himself in a position where he wasn't going to pay Micah Parsons. And we all talked about this a year ago when the Dak Prescott contract and the CeeDee Lamb contract, like Micah would have been the first guy we paid. We said that, right? That was the refrain from a lot of us. And once you sign those two guys ahead of them, Yeah, you kind of put him on the back burner, and you kind of saw this coming. I thought they would find a way to finagle it and make it work, but like you said, it got petty, it got personal, and it went in a direction that was the worst possible direction for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to be the worst team in the NFC
Drive
East.
safe, Foster.
Foster, yeah, be careful. Appreciate you for joining us. And that's my brother jumping in. I had a good time at work today, surrounded by Cowboys fans crashing out. Almost offset my dismay that he went to Green Bay.
What's going on, Nick? I had a good time at work today, surrounded by Cowboys fans. Yes. Hope everyone.
Yeah, this is another thing too. Bizzo points out when Flus came to Chicago, they traded away Mac. Now he went to Dallas, and they traded away Parsons. I mean, and Parsons is way worse. It's a way harder one to swallow because, like you said, he's in his prime. Mac was past that by the time the Bears traded him. He was a little past his prime. Parsons is younger, and Parsons is a better player than Mac too. It's tougher to swallow.
I lost you for a sec there.
Hi.
Yeah, obviously, guys, this makes the Packers a much better team. It does. I mean,
we can't deny that, guys. We can't.
And he will make Lucas Van Ness better, and he will make Edrin Cooper better, and he will make
Rashawn Gary
better. I mean, everybody will play less. They'll have to do less because of Micah Parsons.
And that was a really good secondary last year. And now you add Micah Parsons and the ability to pressure the quarterback to help that secondary create turnovers. That's a serious improvement that you just can't deny as Bears fans. Does it mean that the Bears can't beat them in the game? Does it mean that the Bears can't be higher in the end? No, I'm not saying that.
No, because the Bears probably would have beat Dallas with Micah Parsons in week 3 of this upcoming season.
But it is worth noting.
I think Dallas is going to be an awful football team.
Let's do this real quick because I saved this. I just want to make sure I get the numbers right. NFC North odds after this trade. Bears are plus 600, guys. 4th in the NFC North. They were already 4th in the NFC North in terms of these betting odds. It just got worse. Vikings plus 350 at number 3. Lions plus 180 at number 2. And Packers plus 175. Now the favorites to win that division after this trade. So you tell me what people think of this trade, guys. How much better does this make a team taking a guy like Micah Parsons and adding them to that roster? And you're only giving up an interior lineman. I mean, Clark is a damn good player, but he's not anywhere near Micah Parsons' level. It's not even close. You drastically upgraded this team.
Player on the Packers defense.
Listen, giving up the first hurts. And I guess the other question here, Brandon, is would you have wanted the Bears to give up 2 first-round picks to get Micah Parsons? That's the question, because a lot of Bears fans are out here saying they would not have wanted that. It's not worth it. They're not ready. They're not one player away.
I probably would have done it. I don't disagree with them. I don't disagree that adding Micah Parsons makes the Bears. The Bears would not have jumped to first place.
Help anyone big time, Van Ness.
The Bears would not have jumped to first place in the division projections. You know what I mean? That wouldn't have happened.
But you trade for Micah Parsons, you sign him to a long-term extension. He's young, he's in his prime. Next 4 years.
I would make the trade. I don't think same as the Packers. I don't think it puts the Bears over the top. That's what I'm saying, Dustin, is that's the opposing argument. It's not worth paying a guy and trading that much for who's not going to make you the Super Bowl team you're destined to be. But he could eventually have a major impact on a Super Bowl season without when
you have your rookie quarterback still on a rookie contract next year when this team is starting to fire on all cylinders. I would have done it in a heartbeat, guys. To say that you wouldn't is just revisionist history because everyone would have wanted Parsons if the Bears had won out with this deal. I think the fact that it's the Packers that won out with this deal on top of everything else makes Bears fans say, fuck it. Yeah, we didn't want him anyways. And Vizzo says here, Poles would have never paid him $47 million a year. No way. Well, you paid Montez Sweat $25 million a year. I mean, is Micah Parsons worth, almost $25 million more a year? I think so. That's the going rate for a guy that changes the landscape of any game, of any defense when he is on the field. That's what the going rate is. TJ Watt just got $41 million. Like I said, these defensive ends just keep getting paid more and more. And Micah Parsons is the best of the bunch right now. He is.
Yeah, and this is
I'd make that move in a heartbeat.
Like I said, already had a pretty good defensive front. You know what's strange though, man, is they were reporting on the Packers reaching out to Dallas even when they were just first starting their negotiations. I didn't read a single other name of another NFL team that was reaching out to the Cowboys aggressively about Micah. Like, I don't know that we'll hear it later in a report, but as far as I know, the Packers were kind of the first and only team to
This
make the
deal
offer.
was done. This deal
So
was
strange.
done.
Yeah.
The Cowboys had their mindset. The Packers, all those rumors I was seeing on X, we were seeing on X a week ago, where they're like, "There's a Packers have a deal in place. They have reached out. Everyone's shooting it down. Like, no way." Greg Gabriel was out there. The line that's tampering. The Cowboys wouldn't have given them permission to seek the deal. This trade happened like that as soon as the Cowboys said they were listening to offers, and the extension happened right after it. Like this was set, man. This was done. The Packers had the inside edge for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why, but to any Bears fan that says that they wouldn't have traded 2 first-round picks and a player of Clark's caliber, do the Bears have a player of Clark's caliber on their roster, Brennan? On the defensive side of the ball?
Clark, to me, man, was like the third best player on that defense.
He's a damn good defensive tackle.
Montez Sweat's probably close to the talent level that Clark is, if not better, I think.
Yeah, so that's on par. So then you're saying you wouldn't trade Montez Sweat and 2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons? All we're saying, no, I'm talking to the Bears fans in general that are saying this. All we've been saying is that this pass rush is not good enough. Montez Sweat
Phil's agreeing with us here. This is just bad news. It's bad news if you're a Bears fan, man. It's bad news.
It is, man. It is. It makes the division harder. It makes the Packers favorites in the division, according to the odds that just came out. And there's a reason why. Because Micah Parsons is a damn good player. And when a guy like that's available, call me crazy, I want to try to get him on my team. The Packers are winners today because of that. And just because I hate the Packers and don't want to see them be successful does not mean I can't acknowledge that this was the best move of the offseason. This was the best move of the offseason. And it happened right before the season started. And it blindsided everybody. And the Packers are going to be the beneficiaries of that. And whoever is playing left tackle for the Bears is going to be on the negative side of that.
C-Spag says, speaking with my cousin who is a huge lifelong Dallas fan, says Parsons disappears in the playoffs. His response:
I said
Dallas makes the playoffs.
Dallas makes the playoffs. No, I mean it's been they were in there in 2023 actually,
and they ain't going anytime soon.
And they got their asses beat by the Packers.
Yeah, see this, Van Ness, this is the first thing I thought. Edgerrin Cooper and Parsons together is frightening. Because Edgerrin Cooper was a rookie last year. There's a kid who's still learning this game. This is going to take a lot of attention off Edgerrin Cooper, man. So we'll see how that plays out. That's going to be interesting. I really like Edgerrin Cooper.
Listen,
we're allowed to like
that Packers defense. That Packers defense was better.
Yeah,
that Packers defense was a lot better than they got credit for. I would trade Dexter before Sweat. I mean, yeah, but they wouldn't take him in that deal. Do you think Dexter's on the level of Clark? He hasn't earned that in terms of his resume. The odds shift is crazy. Here's to hoping that Love's thumb injury is more significant and hinders him throughout the first few weeks of the offseason, or the regular season for that matter. I mean, Jordan Love is the X factor here for the Packers. If Jordan Love can be the quarterback that we saw him be a couple years ago versus the quarterback we saw him be last year, that makes a huge difference in terms of how your team's success is going to fall. It just does. Jordan Love is too up and down. And if he finds consistency and Micah Parsons finds the quarterback, which that's a thing he's really good at, this Green Bay Packers team is going to be very fucking tough, guys. And I'm not on their jock, man. That's just the reality of it. Like that team got drastically better.
I thought about when this trade happened, the first thing I thought about is Micah Parsons coming around the left side, blowing by Braxton Jones and swallowing up Caleb Williams, and that will probably happen. That's how good Micah Parsons is. You know this guy's going to wreak havoc when he's on the field. So we have to deal with that now in 2 games that'll matter dearly to this team's playoff chances, because it starts by beating the other teams fighting for the playoff spot.
This is a good comment by Razzle here. I get the player, but we are not ready to make a move like that. I know people want to win now, but our future is bright. I'm trying to build a team that'd be good, but I'm not taking steps back. Again, the Packers not having those 2 first-round picks, that could end up hurting them a little bit. It might not. I don't know. Do I want to give up 2 first-round picks right now? It's tough. Do I blame Poles for not doing it? Hell no. If he had done it, would I've celebrated? Yes. I think the fans that are calling Poles out saying Poles just let that happen and he didn't get in on it and blaming, and using that as like another negative knock against Poles, I think that just fits your narrative. I mean, the Packers seemed again to have the inside track here, and Poles is being judicious. He's not trying to give up those draft picks like Raz was saying. He's trying to build it the right way, and he didn't get in on this. I don't blame him for that. It was still a high price to pay, but honestly, it's a very low price for the caliber of player that went. That's just the reality. Look at deals that have been made. I don't hold it against Poles. I don't hold it against Poles. I don't.
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
I mean, Mike Parsons is at least a first round pick, right? So like to trade a first round pick for Micah Parsons, that's where he was taken. That's where he would have been taken again 100 times if he's re-entered the draft. So one first round pick plus the talent of this player since he's been in the NFL. He's proven that he's one of the best defenders in the NFL. 2 first round picks is easy value for me.
100% it is. Yes, it is. I agree.
The Bears, to me, are weakest at the
position
that was available to them at that position, respectively. And that is neglect, man. If we didn't call them, you didn't make an attempt to put the best football team on the field.
Yeah, and this goes back to what we've said before, man, that this Montez Sweat move is kind of hamstrung this Bears roster. Like in terms, like they traded.
They feel like the position's addressed.
They feel like they addressed it, and they've paid him like they've addressed it. So now, like when you talk about giving Micah Parsons $47 million a year, well, we're already paying Montez Sweat $25 million a year. You know, like I don't know, man. Like I think that you gotta, again, I've said it, I'll say it again very clearly. When a guy like that's available, you do everything you can to try to get him on your team, right? And that's what the Packers did. But I don't blame Poles for not making the move if you've got so much young talent on this team and you just hired your head coach and you think you're still a year or two away. Like, I can see both sides of it. I'm not saying Poles failed at his job because he didn't get in on this trade, Brandon. But if you didn't even ask, if you didn't even inquire to find out what the price was, then yeah, shame on you for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just neglecting to even attempt to make your team much better at a position that you're ranked near the bottom in, and they are.
Foster says we need Clark over Parsons, maybe. Oh.
Yeah, it's Mike Ross said hopefully there's a massage scandal in Parsons' future or something like that.
Yeah.
Dustin, while we're talking about fans, and I agree with you, man.
I'm not. Are you ready?
There was a lot of bias in the fans' reaction.
Are you ready to move on from this topic already? I feel like
I'm going to say this about it.
There's so much more to dive into.
The fans' reaction to me was like,
real quick,
they're upset that the Packers acquired such a good player, and all their public response is like, he's not even that good, or Packers gave up too much, or they're not a good team anyways. But it's like, okay, if you believe that, all that aside, the Packers stole in regards to value, one of the best players in the NFL and could possibly be one of the best players in NFL history. We will look back on that trade.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I cannot believe that's what the Packers paid for Micah Parsons.
And I want to... We have this tradition of doing the clap for new guys in the chat. We didn't even notice that, the Stevenator is a new guy in the chat. He says he's subscribed and hit the like. Hopefully everybody else that's in here hit the like.
Yeah, that applause is for you, man. Thank you for joining the show. We appreciate you. Packers fans, Lions fans, Viking fans, all welcome here, man. This is a place we just like to shoot the shit. What else do you think that needs to be said about it, man? I mean,
it's just
for the Packers. It makes them a tremendously better team. It's pretty par for the course for the way the Cowboys have been operating for the last couple of years.
I think,
and they're going to fall. That this Cowboys team, that right there is a reflection of who this Cowboys team is going to be this year, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Parting with the best talent on the club. Like that.
They're in for a world of hurt.
That pretty much sums the Cowboys up this season.
And I guess I just think that the reaction by Bears fans to just say, well, the Packers were stupid for making this move just kind of shows that you're not looking at it logically to me. And Illinois Jones says right here, he's a great pass rusher, not great against the run. He got paid more than his worth. I'd take Garrett over Parsons all day. I could maybe agree with you there. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for sure. Garrett is a better all-around defensive end. Parsons is a more electric pass rusher. Parsons is better at getting at
personally,
the
I
quarterback.
probably won't be agreed with, but personally, I think Aiden Hutchinson is a better player than Micah Parsons. I
Okay.
personally think
Well, now they're both in our division. And I guess that's the point, man. Like that to
that's why
just
I
write,
mentioned his
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. To write off the fact that the Packers made this move and say, well, they had to give up 2 first-round picks, as you just pointed out, drastically low for what they should have had to given up to get a guy like Parsons
Yeah.
right before the
Our
season
division
starts.
rival, our gravest enemy, just stole on one of the best talents in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a big deal, guys. It is like the Packers are better than the Bears right now on paper. The Bears could have, if they were in on this, could have strengthened, as you just pointed out, Brandon, their weakest position on the field, which is the pass rush. You know, they got $25 million a year in
Especially on the
Sweat.
edge.
They paid $48 million for 3 years for Dio, and like Montez Sweat has not been winning getting after the quarterback. He since he came to Chicago, really, guys. So like this is something that needs to be addressed. We keep saying it,
Well,
and this was an
Justin,
opportunity to
hold on,
address it at a value. And a team in your division did that, and you weren't in on that, and that is a big deal. It is.
And not only is this the weakest, not only would this have strengthened the weakest unit on your team, but your division rival just acquired a player who's going to expose the weakest link on your offense. So, like,
Well,
that's
I'm
like
yeah,
John says here. Sure, would be nice to have a left tackle. This is another thing that
100%.
Ryan Poles would hope crossed his mind if a division rival like the Packers, who were being reported to lead the race on this trade early, if the Packers acquire a play like that when I'm already having issues at the left tackle position, that's a
Shit
problem.
just got worse.
That's a
Yeah.
problem for this football team. for
C-Spags
sure.
says we have
And-
more need.
And you couldn't have stopped that from happening.
Yeah, yeah. C-Spec says we have more need at left tackle. Booker out now at defensive end. We need a solution quickly. Scrolls says Ben will either run at Parsons or double him. I'm not concerned. Razzle says we need the picks because you didn't address the needs in the draft. I mean, they had the picks to address those needs. They went in a different direction. But again, to me, 2 first-round picks is more than worth it for Micah Parsons, man. The Austin Booker thing sucks. My brother pointed that out, and now C-Spag's pointing that out. Austin Booker on injured reserve. He'll be out at least 4 weeks, at least. That sucks. I expected him to be the breakout player on this defensive line and be their sack specialist. And now they're even worse at the pass rush. And your division rival got better. That sucks. There's just no other way to say it. He's a Pro Bowl player, but he's still enemy number 1, and we still have to play on. I agree with you. I mean, I love Michael Parsons as a player. It's going to be tough to see him on the Packers, but you know that's their roster. The Bears got their roster. I'm just saying, like, Packers roster, especially on defense, looks a lot better right now, guys. That's just the reality.
Yeah, and I think we've. I mean, you feeling good? I feel like we've summed that up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's so much into it. I guess I'll just say, Packers got a lot better. I can understand the odds jumping. Cowboys got a lot worse, and we were already thinking they were gonna have a bad season, Brandon. And then they do this. The Cowboys are in for a very, very rough season. It is not going to go well down there. And I'm sorry to all you Dallas fans, man. That fucking sucks. This year has been a year from hell for y'all. I'm sorry for your loss. It sucks.
Yeah, it feels much better being a Bears fan today. I'll tell you that, because not only did you hire a coach from the coach, you let go of a head coach and then replaced him with a guy from his staff, which makes no sense. And then what was this? Oh, you hire a guy who has, I mean, he's a good play caller, Matt Eberflus, but has no ability to lead.
I don't think he's even that.
And he will still have to do that.
I don't know that he's even that good of a play caller, Brian.
And then even if he is, you traded his best asset. There's no way that this Dallas team improves from what they were last season, and they weren't good. And no, I don't even care if Dak's healthy, man.
They were one of the worst defensive teams in football last year. Yeah, and listen, and Parsons has had health issues. So I could see it. I could see like the Bears, if they had given up 2 first-round picks and a good player, like maybe I'd be like, wow, that's kind of. And then you got to pay Parsons all that money. It's like, yeah, is that worth it? I don't know. To me, it is. To you guys, it's not. We'll see how it plays out. But the Packers, I don't think are drowning in their beers right now in their sorrows, thinking about how we just had to pay Micah Parsons $47 million a year. I think they're pretty fucking ecstatic they got the chance to pay Micah Parsons $47 million a year, and they'll figure the rest out later. And that's just how I would approach it.
The Bears gave up more for Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near the talent. I love Khalil Mack. He's nowhere near the talent of Micah Parsons. In his prime, he was a very, very good player. But Micah Parsons probably isn't even in his prime yet, and he's already better.
Vizzo says, Dustin, what did you think about when Poles was asked about the DE room and said he is comfortable with the room? I find it to be bullshit. I think he's lying to himself, Vizzo. I think he's lying to us. How are you comfortable when Booker's out, when Montez Sweat pass rush win rate is as low as it is? Hopefully he's in. Poles said he had the best training camp that he's had as a Bear. He's had 2 training camps as a Bear. So we'll see where that goes. And I hope it turns into the best season ever for Montez Sweat. I like Dio, however, I don't know how. I like him better than a lot of people in terms of what I see him being able to bring to this team in terms of helping stop the run. But when it comes to getting after the quarterback, there are so many questions here. I think if you're going to get after the quarterback for the Chicago Bears, it's going to be through exotic blitzing, being aggressive, Dennis Allen and creative with his play calling, and I think it's going to be up the middle. You got to beat teams on the interior with these interior pass rushers. I think Dexter needs to be a beast.
When he's back on the field.
Well, I'm talking right now with Austin Booker out. You got to generate pressure from
Montez
the interior.
Sweat needs to. We've said this too many times, man. Montez Sweat needs to establish himself as a person who's going to win across whoever's across from him. The $100 million guys win, Dustin. No matter what's across from them, they win.
Illinois, that's what we said earlier.
Just got paid $47 million a year.
Jordan Love is the X factor for that team. If he can be the Jordan Love we saw in 2023 for portions of that season, then that team can be very dangerous. And if he's the Jordan Love we saw last year, throwing up duck interceptions like that, it could be a tough season for them. It really does come down to him. But they're going to be playing with an advantage now with Micah Parsons being able to get after the quarterback on that defense. This defense just got worlds better.
You mentioned, Dustin, the Chicago fan base has underplayed the impact that this trade will have because they know how good it actually is for the Packers. I think that's really the only reason why you would try to undersell.
Packers are due for a bad move. Keep telling ourselves that.
We wanted to talk a little bit about this fan base and its treatment of Caleb Williams.
And Ryan Poles right now, to an extent. Ryan Poles, I think, is in that conversation too, Brandon, in terms of how he's being judged. What kind of scale is he being graded on by Chicago fans? What kind of scale is Caleb being graded? And not just Chicago fans, man, national media. And then the national media jumping on Caleb. And
I think
we're not supporting them here.
The fans tend to start to, whether or not they even realize they're doing, a lot of fans tend to start to just regurgitate those things. As the count. And what I don't understand, man, is, I even when I have an opinion, I always leave the door open, the door of possibility open that whatever I'm saying is wrong. So, I think that Caleb Williams is a good player who's going to be one, but I've also stated there's always a chance that he fails and he busts and he's not a good quarterback. So if Caleb were to fail and not be the future franchise quarterback for the Bears, I'm good. I can come out and say, yeah, I was wrong about him. There's no.
That's a key point to make, and that's what I've been thinking as well when it comes to this topic.
And then I'm wondering, all these guys who just call him a bust after one season, even after all the patience they were willing to provide all these other quarterbacks that were never good, man. But what do you do from there? What do you do? Do you sit down with your friends and family and say, I was wrong? This Caleb guy is good. No, you're not going to do that. Are you going to stop watching in all your humility? You're going to stop watching football entirely? No, you're not going to do that. What you're probably going to do is the same thing that Fields fans did and say, I never disliked him in the first place. You're going to go out to your local venues, your sports bars and dive bars and pubs and hotel lobby bars, wherever the hell it is you watch a football game, and you're going to sit there quietly and try to blend in with the loyal Bears fans that supported their quarterback from the day he was drafted, regardless of how much they dislike his character. You know what I mean?
Brandon,
It's-
I've been saying for years, man, that it seems like Chicago has this infatuation with the backup quarterback. And Bajent has impressed me this offseason. The preseason, he's looked great. I'm with you guys. He has gotten markedly better. But the point that I continue to make is Bajent has been the winner of this preseason, and we've seen a lot more of him, and we've seen the impact that Ben Johnson has made on Bajent. That same impact is being made on Caleb Williams, who is a much more talented player, quarterback, thrower of the football than Tyson Bajent. So if you think Ben Johnson is making that impact on Bajent, wait to see what he's doing with Caleb Williams when we're in the middle of this season. This is going to take some time because Caleb Williams is like I said on Monday, like Caleb's got that talent. He's a harder horse to break, but those ones are the best horses, right, Brandon? The ones that those stallions that are harder to reel in, man. Once you get them, they're damn good runners for you. And Caleb Williams is that. Ben Johnson, the Ben Johnson effect here is just being completely overlooked. And then in the media, this McIntyre guy on the fucking herd, like trying to turn it into Ben's not impressed with Caleb. Ben doesn't seem happy with Caleb. Like trying to put all this shit out there just to get people to pay attention to what you're saying, I guess. I don't know. But for Bears fans to jump on it and say, well, Bajent is the better quarterback, or for the national media to like JJ McCarthy. I made this point to you earlier, Brandon. What has JJ McCarthy fucking done? He plays for KOC. So what? He all he did was get hurt his rookie season, not play at all. He was nowhere near as good of a prospect as Caleb. We watched Caleb last year come out in one of the worst situations you've seen a rookie quarterback in, continually getting his ass kicked and just keep showing up, not throwing interceptions, staying positive, staying professional, and picking himself back up. The best quarterbacks have that, Brandon. The best quarterbacks have that. Forget about what just happened and keep moving forward on to the next play. Caleb Williams has that in spades, and he showed that last year. Threw for over 3,500 yards, only threw the 6 interceptions, and kept this offense, miraculously somewhat still decent enough, and made himself out to be a guy that I believe can only get better, Brandon, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand the national hate for him. I don't understand the local hate for him. I don't understand why Bears fans always think the grass is greener with this backup guy. And I don't understand why you would root for your quarterback to fail. Look at other fan bases. Are they doing this to their quarterback? Are they doing this to Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia? Yeah. Are they doing this to Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia? Right? Were they doing this to Baker Mayfield in Tampa? Are they doing this to Bryce Young in Carolina?
Even a more comparable player does. Are they doing this to Drake May in New England? Because he played a very, he's only got one season in the books.
Were they doing this to Josh Allen in Buffalo his first 2 years?
Are they doing this to Jaden Daniels? Are they doing this to Bo Nix? I mean, these guys came out and each played like Drake May didn't throw any better stats than Caleb Williams did.
And Drake May did he win one game as a quarterback?
And he played less football than Caleb, but are New England fans coming out saying put the backup in? It doesn't make it. What doesn't here, and you're right, Justin. The question that matters most is why would you root against your own quarterback? And I'm just going to say this.
Yeah, what's in it for you?
If it was all just to say, I told you so, if and when Caleb fails, then there is no point in watching this football team. If you would rather watch more losing seasons and another quarterback search so you can say I told you so, than watch a quality quarterback win games for the Bears, then there's some personal interest there, that without a doubt. Because if you're a Bears fan, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback as long as he's winning football games. Who gives a shit? The name is irrelevant. As long as this person is good enough to continuously compete in playoff series and in playoff games and in Super Bowls, who cares if he paints his nails? Who cares if he cries in the stands with his mom after a loss that ended his ability to win a national championship game? I mean, who cares about the person that Caleb is because we don't watch them and judge them as people. That's not how sports work. There's a lot of people that aren't good people in the world of sports. There's a lot of people that you just want to dislike for whatever reason it is. That doesn't matter when they touch the football field. It's irrelevant. It's all about how a player plays. That's what you're rooting for. And I don't understand. Here's the thing, Dustin, too, that bothers me most is Caleb Williams played one season. He got sacked 68 times. He had fair to good statistics, I would say, especially for
Considering the
the
situation,
duress he
yeah.
was under. Right. So I mean, 20 touchdowns. He broke the 20 mark, 3,500 yards plus. And Bears fans have already moved on or chose to hate him because some of them do.
Well, no, they
but
already did, though, Brandon. That's the thing
but
they already did.
So much patience for the quarterbacks that were here previously.
That's kind of what I was.
Nobody asked for Mitch Trubisky's head after his rookie season. Nobody asked for Justin Fields' head after his rookie season. Nobody wanted the backups of these guys to play over them. And they didn't look like professional NFL passers to me in their rookie season.
No, people were pissed that Mitch was not playing over Mike Glennon. People were pissed that Justin wasn't playing over Foles. And now people want Bagent to start over Caleb Williams based on what? The fact that he played in a few regular season games and, turned the ball.
Panthers and the Raiders.
Beats some bad teams.
Had 9 turnovers.
And turned the ball over like crazy.
4 games.
Could not throw the deep ball. Again, Bagent has looked better in this preseason. And I think that that's the Ben Johnson effect. So when you're going to tell me that J.J. McCarthy has KOC so he can be the next Joe Burrow or whatever, like Caleb Williams has Ben Johnson, guys. Caleb Williams has an improved offensive line. There was one I wanted to touch on first, Brandon. Give me a sec here. Karma's a genius says no one's rooting against him. He just sucks, LOL. He says, I root for the team to win. Hence, I root for the best QB on the team to be playing. So were you rooting for Justin Fields to be playing when he was here? Because I find that that's commonly the refrain here, whether or not people want to admit it. And you'll probably say no, but like a lot of people just really didn't want Caleb here because they wanted Justin Fields to stay.
Yes, that's what it all boils down
to. That's what it's always going to go back to. And Justin Fields was not a good quarterback either. And we felt the same way about him. But he got time. He had more than a year to try to prove himself.
He had 3.
This year, I'll say this, man. The improvements that the Bears have made, you can't overstate it. The improvements they made on the offensive line, the fact that they got an elite coaching staff and the offensive mastermind at head coach, and they drafted Luther Burden, they drafted Colston Loveland, you got Roma Dunze in his second year, you got everything you need as Zacchaeus even. You got everything you need as a quarterback, Brandon, to excel. If Caleb Williams is the real deal, we need to see it this year. If we don't see it this year, I'll start asking those questions the same way I started asking them about Justin Fields. But right now, that just shows a bias. Because you just watched this kid go out there and give you everything he had in a terrible fucking situation, and you just want to blame it all on him. Some of it was on him for sure. He took unnecessary sacks. He holds the ball too long. He needs to see it to throw it. That shit needs to be gone. Ben Johnson is going to be hammering that into his head for sure. And if he plays within a really good offense, he's going to get better. But if he doesn't, then I'll just like you said at the start of this, Brandon, I'll say I might be wrong about this. I think I might have been wrong about this. But right now, that don't seem fair. It seems like there's another agenda here besides evaluating his play. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, and you were right. And I've said this on this show before, and I think there was a negative response to it, but it's the truth. If you hate Caleb Williams, you likely loved Justin Fields. And Carm, he says Caleb is not more talented than Tyson Bagent. Well, Caleb was talented enough to play in a Division I conference.
Win the Heisman Trophy.
So that matters a little bit. And then
to get through a rookie season where you're sacked 68 times.
And C-Spag said something about Tyson Bagent's looked good in the preseason, but he's playing backups. Listen, the preseason performance that Tyson Bagent is most recently displayed is not how I judge Tyson Bagent, because to me, he looked good in the preseason. I don't really, and me and Dustin both, doesn't mean too much to me, I'll be honest, but it's how he played as a pro when he was called upon. He had 9 turnovers in 4 games. That's more than 2 turnovers per game. And the offense was about as vanilla as it gets. Screen pass after check down after wide receiver reverse. I mean, Tyson
Maybe.
Bagent wasn't trusted by the coaching staff when he was playing to command an offense and control really the field with his arm. I never saw that. What's
Give me
going
a
on?
second.
What do you
Welcome to the show, Pat.
what's
I'm
going on, Pat?
That's Brandon. Hit that like button.
Pat O'Deed. I think he's
If
been
you
here
like
before,
it.
but that's it.
Oh, no, I've never seen his name before, so I'm gonna give him a shout out. He ain't been in our show, but he's and then Carm says they both suck. Dumb take. Listen, we got to see it play out. But again, when you watch a quarterback go through technically three offensive coordinators in one season, their rookie season, there's some grace there. At least there should be. There would be with fans. And my brother pointed out that there was criticism of Hurts and Allen. I understand that, but it wasn't really from their fans, from their hometown fans. It wasn't like the hometown fans were saying we should keep Wentz. Hurts. We should have kept Wentz. Hurts sucks. It wasn't like the hometown fans were saying put in whoever the fuck the backup is to Josh Allen. They knew what they had and they saw it brewing. You know what I'm saying? Like the hometown fans had their quarterbacks back. National media, 100%. I get that. National media is going to do that. And I didn't have questions about Josh Allen. I wanted the Bears to draft Josh Allen. I knew he was going to be good. We had many conversations about that, Brandon, but he was judged on a harsh level by the national media his first 2 years. I agree with you, Nick. But like their teams, their fan bases didn't do that to them that early on. They did not. And I mean, I don't understand what's in it for you to do so.
Dustin, in reality, let's say Caleb had the best offensive line in the league last year and a good head coach, and he struggled. Reality is rookies struggle in the NFL, and for you to judge a player's future off one rookie season in any sport makes you naive and ignorant. That's not how sports work. Some of the best players in sports history, name any sport, some of the best of them, Hall of Famers, had awful rookie seasons.
Yeah.
And the idea that if the Bears drafted the wrong guy,
Especially at the
that if
quarterback
Jaden
position.
Daniels was placed on this football team and got sacked 68 times, he would have still been the same Jaden Daniels, the best of the class. And
He would have
Caleb
been injured.
failed in
He would
Washington.
have been injured.
You're
Yeah.
out of your goddamn
Yeah.
mind. You're not looking at sports with a grounded view. It's baseless opinions. To call any player a bust after a rookie season has no merit. There was probably people, I guarantee you, there was fans out there that said this Tom Brady guy's a bust after his rookie season. The guy won more Super Bowls than any other player in NFL history. So,
well, Tom Brady didn't really play his rookie season, but yeah, that's the first time he got to play.
Full season, yeah.
The first full season they went to a Super Bowl. His first full season.
So the reality is,
nobody said that, but
the reality is there is no verdict on a player who hasn't played more than one season in any professional sport. And Dustin, and I want to make this point too.
Well, Karn points out that we can't judge
McCarthy,
Bagent off of 4 games then and say he's not. I mean, listen, I think Bagent. I just want to.
No, you can't. You absolutely can't. I mean, I don't think Bagent's a starter just because. Listen,
there's a reason he is a backup in the NFL and just got
I
paid
don't think he has the most talented arm, guys, and I don't think that's very disputable. He struggles to throw the ball downfield. He doesn't have a very strong arm.
No, he does not. No,
he can't throw off platform. He can throw on the move, but not off platform. He just can't do the things that Caleb can.
He's gotten better at a lot of things, though, Brandon.
If you're a football fan who actually watches, like who can analyze and study the position, Caleb is capable of more than Tyson Bagent. Whether or not he learns the NFL and commands an offense in the NFL more so than Tyson Bagent is yet to be seen. And I don't know that we ever will with Tyson Bagent, but I'll say this: physically, Caleb Williams is more talented than Tyson Bagent.
By a fucking landslide. There's a reason he was the number 1 pick. He won a Heisman, and Tyson Bagent went undrafted. There's a reason Tyson Bagent is a backup to Caleb Williams. And just the fact that there's even chatter that people are out there legitimately saying Caleb could be benched this season, not for health issues. Because Bagent is going to take that job, because Ben Johnson will think that Bagent runs the offense better than Caleb. Ben Johnson is here because of Caleb Williams, guys. That is why Ben Johnson is here. He chose the Bears because they have a quarterback that he can work with, that he sees potential in, and that if he gets him to play within the structure of the system more consistently, then he will take off, and his offense will take off because of it. I love the way Bajan has approached this offseason, and I'm happy he got paid. I'm happy he had a great preseason, but you are not going to win more games with Tyson Bagent than Caleb Williams. And to suggest it on what we've seen so far, it's rooted in bias in my mind. There's nothing that's out there to show that Bagent can run this offense better than Caleb Williams. There's nothing that shows that. Then why wasn't Bagent in there last year? Why not? I mean, Caleb was having such a terrible rookie season. Why would they have not gone to Bagent? You just drafted this kid number 1, and he's a kid, and he does things differently. He's unapologetic about that fact. He's going to be himself, and a lot of people don't like that either. We talked the whole show, Brandon, about what he did this offseason and how that could look if this season does not go well. And I said straight up, like, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks out there partying and being what Caleb Williams has been. But Caleb Williams is who he is, and he's going to go do it his way. We got to give him the opportunity to prove us wrong, prove us right, whatever it is. And his success only means success for the team that you root for. So if you're rooting for him to have no success, then you're rooting for this team to have no success. Every person who is around this team understands that this season will live and die with Caleb Williams, guys. That's what it is. So if you're rooting against him, you're rooting against the Bears. Those two things are directly correlated. That's it.
And C-Spec says, Bagent only a backup because Poles thought Caleb was the next Mahomes. So 2 things. You're already determining that
I agree. That wasn't. Hold on, real quick. I'm not saying I'm saying people are talking about that. It's insane to me, and I've never seen this name before. Have you?
No, D. Reed is right though. He's not getting benched. And
Fuck no, he's not.
Does that mean, Carm, that you think Bagent is as talented as Patrick Mahomes, so he should be the quarterback on this football team? What if both guys aren't Patrick Mahomes? And listen, Ryan Poles, because you bring up Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles would lose his job if Tyson Bagent was named the starting quarterback for week 1 of the NFL season, just out of talent alone. I'm benching my first overall pick, who played 1 rookie season behind an egregiously bad offensive line, and I'm going to my Division II undrafted free agent quarterback. Ryan Poles would be fired.
I mean, and what is the basis for a comment like this, Carm? The disconnect here is that our football IQ sucks because we believe Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. We believe that Caleb Williams can get better with an actual offensive coordinator, with an actual offensive structure, with an actual offensive line in front of him, with an actual plan for how this shit's going to happen. Ben Johnson actually has a plan. How refreshing for Bears fans. Caleb Williams has immense talent. You might not like some of the mental stuff that he does, some of the mental mistakes he makes, but it's a coach's job to get rid of that shit and get the best out of the player and harness the talent and make it work for him. He didn't have that last year, guys. Period. End of story.
Well,
so, Carm, what's the basis for saying that? Why would you say that? What kind of conversation are we having here?
Listen, if you were to come in here and say, I don't like Caleb Williams, he's not going to be a future franchise quarterback, that's my opinion. That's one thing. When you think like Bagent has proven that he is an NFL starting quarterback in 4 games, while saying Caleb has proven that he's not in a season.
Well, no, Bagent, or did Bagent just prove it in this preseason?
Oh yeah, it was all the preseason.
It was the preseason. That's where we saw.
So Tommy DeVito, who just finished,
Tommy DeVito, who should be the starter for this team.
Tommy DeVito, who just had the best passer rating in preseason history, he should be a starter in the NFL, right? He just threw like 19 of 20 for 3 touchdowns.
I think the Giants just cut him, Brandon, actually. I think that's
they did cut him.
Yes, they did.
So, yeah, the football IQ thing, man, I got to challenge you on that, because a person who thinks Tyson Bagent's a starting quarterback based on 4 games in which he went 3-2.
I feel like I'm being pretty
basis.
I feel like I'm being pretty damn generous in my analysis of Tyson Bagent and how far he has come working with Ben Johnson this offseason, because Tyson Bagent did not look this good.
Limited. He's still just very limited. Yeah. That's who he is.
What you can do with he's a good to be a backup. He can come in and keep the thing going, but he is not the engine.
And he
He's
can't
not
throw a
the
Hail
engine.
Mary. Let's remember that. The guy cannot throw a Hail Mary pass. He was removed from the football field.
Well, the deep ball is the more concerning thing. The Hail Mary pass is not something you're throwing very often. But I mean, listen, Carm, if you're having issues with your IQ and you want to blame it on us, get on out of here. You want to stay and have a conversation? Let's have a conversation. All right. Nobody's insulting you, Carm. We appreciate you being here, but the conversation needs to be had because you have an agenda. You just do. You do. It's because you want the Bears to be successful that you think Bagent should be the starter over Caleb because you think that will produce wins in a division that just added Micah Parsons. You think Tyson Bagent is the answer? Do you think that every team that wanted to draft a quarterback when Caleb Williams was coming out and evaluated him and saw the talent that he has, they were crazy to think Caleb Williams can be a damn good quarterback in the NFL? And every team that didn't even draft Tyson Bagent, an undrafted player out of a college no one's heard of, you think that happened because they're all dumb? Tyson Bagent went undrafted and Caleb went number 1. So everyone in the NFL is dumb and no one knows how to evaluate. I guess you could make that argument, but then we're talking from a basis of nothing. None of us know shit. That's the reality, right?
Yeah, good point. Didn't say Caleb was the answer. Said Caleb has the potential to be. That's my point.
Yeah, and Bagent don't.
So if I gotta ask Carm, if Caleb is the guy, what if Caleb goes out and throws 4,200 yards and 30 touchdowns, and the Bears have a 10-win season?
Where do you go then?
What do you just stop?
What's the next part of this conversation? Like, where are we setting up for?
Well, and you can't. I mean, do you just become a fan then, or do you watch the Bears but still hate Caleb? Like, I don't understand how that works or where that goes from there.
Listen, I understand Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Brock Purdy was a 7th-round pick. You know, guys will find people within their systems that can make it work. Ben Johnson didn't go identify Tyson Bagent as the guy that'll make his system work, Carm. Kyle Shanahan drafted Brock Purdy. Bill Belichick drafted Tom Brady. Ben Johnson took over with Tyson Bagent here. It's not like he found this diamond in the rough and he was like, this guy is what I need to make my system work. That's not what it is. Am I saying that Caleb is guaranteed to not be a bust or guaranteed to be a great player? No. But the evaluation process led people to those things because of the talent. You can only judge off the talent, and then you got to get them in the right scheme and coach them up. Ben Johnson is here for his first year, rookie head coach with a second-year quarterback. Caleb Williams was not coached up last year. That cannot be denied. You want to blame Caleb Williams for those coaches being fired? Matt Eberflus shouldn't have been here last year. He shouldn't have been retained in the first place. I feel like a lot of us knew that and felt that. Shane Waldron was a bad hire. These coaches did not do anything.
Understatement of the year.
To put their failures at the feet of Caleb Williams, a rookie quarterback who wasn't put in a position to succeed, is a complete cop-out. The coaches failed Caleb. Caleb did not fail them. Caleb went out there and got his ass beat every week at their behest. That's what happened. We're watching two different things, Carm.
Okay, so sorry, Carmen, you just put yourself in checkmate, man. Flus and Waldron way better coaches than Caleb's at QB. It's pretty clear, man. You're not trying to have a conversation. You're just trolling at this juncture. Johnson would have drafted Caleb as well. D. Reed says, I agree with that.
Yeah, he's here.
Ben Johnson has verbally stated that he likes Caleb Williams.
He's stated it. What did he say? It doesn't hurt to have a quarterback.
Yeah, when asked if Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson was asked the day he was hired, did Caleb Williams have any influence over you taking the Bears head coaching job? He smiled and said, it helps to have a quarterback.
Doesn't hurt. So, I mean, we're going to see how it plays out, guys. As I said, and I think this is the best place to fall on this from my perspective, Brandon. With the improvements that have been made, and this is where I'll be all year. This is where I have been all offseason. With the improvements that have been made, with the additions that have been made along the coaching staff and along this offensive line, if Caleb doesn't come out and perform, you can't ask for much more if you're Caleb Williams. The left tackle would be great for sure. This is a concerning thing, but it's still doable. with the improvements that have been made, if Caleb doesn't come out and improve these things, throw with anticipation, not hold the ball too long, work within the offense, and then get off script when you need to, when those moments come about, but really becoming the eyes and ears and arm for Ben Johnson on the football field, right? If Caleb doesn't come out and do that and show progression, we've said this before, Brandon. This ain't the first time we're saying this. There's some questions there that Chicago Bears fans that do support Caleb are not going to want to answer. And we'll have to start having that conversation because we should know. We should know. That's it. If Caleb comes out this season and regresses, we got big problems. That's the reality. And I'll admit that, Carm. But if he comes out and snaps, Carm, are you going to admit that he's the guy? That he's working towards being the guy? That this might actually work? Can we even have that conversation? Because if it goes the other way around, I'll have that conversation with you. So whose IQ is where? What are we talking about? That's where I'm at. Brandon?
There is no way that if Caleb Williams explodes and becomes a future Hall of Fame quarterback, Carm is ever going to say that he was wrong. He just likes
think about
Caleb
that, Carm.
more
Think
than the
about that.
player, but the person specifically, and that won't change. Caleb is by far least of our worries.
Defensive end, running back, left tackle, etc., etc.
Okay, so now Carm, I think, is implicating that he's not even a Bears fan. He says Bears fans are delusional. Rome breakout year. JD will look like trash to start the season.
Who knows? Who knows? That team, again, we're doing our division and our records and everything on Monday. Please tune in. Monday House All Hangover Carm. You're invited. Come check us out. See how you like it. But I mean, I'm gonna do a lot of research before then and really nail it down. But Jaden Daniels, it could get tough for him over there in Washington. I like some of the additions they've made. I think Caleb Williams is in for a better season, a sophomore season, than Jaden Daniels. That's where I'm leaning right now, Brendan.
Jaden Daniels is a phenomenal football player, and I don't think that's going to change for the rest of his career. As long as
I think he's a damn good. I agree with you. I agree with you, but I think Caleb is a phenomenal football player.
I think Jaden was in a much better situation as a rookie.
100%. I think Caleb. I think that it's kind of switching around this year. I think Caleb is in the best position of any of these sophomore quarterbacks, besides maybe Bo Nix. Bo Nix is in a really good position there in Denver too. But Caleb is in a damn good spot.
JJ McCarthy's in a phenomenal spot, and I think
except the fact that he's JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I think he still fails. And I don't trust, and I plan on doing more about this, Dustin. I'm probably going to write a piece about it, but like, I don't trust the 700 attempts or less quarterbacks.
I can work. Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you, and just the amount of passes that he threw in college, that Harbaugh trusted him to throw. Yeah. But I can work with this comment from Carm. The chances of a guy who has the worst situational awareness I've ever seen snapping off and becoming the guy is like 0.0001% in his opinion. And he says, good luck with that. Again, so if that's the case, that's the case. If you believe that his situational awareness is not where it is, why do you think Ben Johnson is here? Why do you think Declan Doyle is here? Why do you think Barrett is here? These guys are here to work with him to improve on those things. Those were things that he needed to get better at. We are all aware of that. I continue to acknowledge that, Carm.
Whoa.
But if he does, my point is, Carm, if he does snap off and become that guy, what's the conversation we're going to have then? Are you going to tune in and are you going to be real? Are we going to actually have a real conversation about him if that is the case? Because as I said before, if it goes the other way, I'll give it to you. Caleb is not that guy. If I don't see it this year, I got major questions. But that should work both ways. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean, the worst situational awareness you've ever seen. I believe that to be dishonest as well. I mean, we've seen quarterbacks last.
But I can work with it.
Less than a rookie season. We've seen quarterbacks flail in 1 or 2 games in the NFL. And Dustin, I mean,
this is another point.
I get. Go ahead.
This is another point here, guys. Caleb, if we want to give all these flowers to Tyson Bagent for what he's done in this preseason, why can't we give him to Caleb? Look at his improvement this preseason from last preseason. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I can grab them, but the numbers are much better. He is much improved in terms of completion percentage, in terms of time to throw, in terms of yards, in terms of touchdown to intercept. Like everything is just better. and
Yards
that's
per
within a
attempt, most
vanilla
importantly.
yards per attempt, yards per completion. All of those numbers are up in this preseason versus last preseason. So if that's all we got to go off of right now in this vanilla version of Ben Johnson's offense, which is nothing close to what we're going to be seeing, how do you not expect progression? He's progressing up to this point. I mean, obviously he's having ups and downs. He's going to have missteps. He's a young guy learning a new offense. And that's the time that the coach can get with him and say, this is where you went wrong. Let's fix this. Those mistakes are learning moments. But he is improving, guys.
You said situational awareness, not pocket awareness, situational awareness. And in your rookie season, breaking the rookie NFL record for attempts without an interception implies to me that you have some situational awareness. If you throw the most passes without an interception as a rookie in NFL history, your situational awareness is not as low as you're giving it credit for, man. It's just based on the fact disputes your point.
Yeah, like the fact that he just did not turn the ball over under such duress, Brandon. The fact that
he threw the most passes, broken NFL record under the most duress.
The fact that offensive line was a complete sieve and he was running for his life. I mean, he had the awareness to know that they were coming in a lot of situations and try to do something, but there wasn't much he could do. And I think it's really good that Carm is in this chat tonight. And Carm, you're welcome. This ain't no cult.
Oh, no, we needed somebody.
Yeah, this is exactly what we needed for this conversation, because it's kind of the point. And my hopes, though, Carm, to be honest, are just that you're a very small minority that's really loud when it comes to Caleb Williams. Like a lot of stuff you see politically where like the small minority, they're really loud and that's all you hear. But that's just because they're constantly screaming how bad something is. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to support our quarterback, but I think that the amount that I'm hearing of knocking him or trying to predict, negative results for him this season is kind of just ignoring everything that we're seeing happen this offseason. You're ignoring his performance in the preseason. You're ignoring the improvements of the team. You're ignoring the fact that Ben Johnson was the most coveted coach in this offseason hiring cycle. You're ignoring the fact that the offensive line is drastically improved. Like, you're just ignoring a lot of things that are right in front of your face. And again, we don't know. We haven't seen the games played yet, but those things are all improved.
Most importantly, you're ignoring the fact that a guy who had already been to a Super Bowl, a quarterback in Jared Goff who had already been to a Super Bowl, went to the Lions. And then after Ben Johnson became his play caller, the following season, his stats increased by over 1,200 yards and like 10 touchdowns. So, I mean, the projection would be, I think by every measure, that Ben Johnson has the ability to help a quarterback improve and become the best he can in the system.
Yeah, we have proof that he's done this with a quarterback that was as much maligned as Caleb Williams has been. Goff, they couldn't get him out of LA fast enough, guys. They couldn't. And he turned into a pretty solid quarterback with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson can do this. So again, that's why I'm saying, like, the excuses are gone for Caleb. They are. And I don't think he needs them, but just to be clear, they're gone. He's got to step up, Brandon. He's got to kill it this year to really show that he's that guy that we drafted him to be. But I don't think that that's going to matter to a guy like Carm, or a guy like Anthro who's in our chat, or a guy like Melon Smasher who's in our chat. It's not going to matter. That's why I'm saying this. Like, you got to keep that same energy when he's actually lighting it up, man, because the odds are that he can do that within this offense with these weapons and with his offensive line, in my mind. So we'll see.
Well, and Carm. He says, Carm, I'm sorry, man, but he says mediocre preseason where he didn't really do anything other than throw to wide open one reads. I think that's the goal for the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
I think this is Ben Johnson's infamous offense. Congratulations. You just defined Ben Johnson's offense. The point of this offense is to get the ball out quickly and find an easily schemed open wide receiver for your first read. That is everything working in harmony. That is the best case scenario, Carm.
That's what you want Caleb to do.
On any football team in the NFL, That's the best case scenario. When you're going to your second and your third reads, because the first read's not there. So this is why, or second or third reads could be in a more advantageous situation.
Oh, but
But
the first read is the first read for a
yes,
reason, Brandon.
this is
Yes.
that's the guy you're scheming open. That's the guy. So like this is how NFL offenses work, what you just stated. In regards to whether or not it was against backups, that's what Ben Johnson's done his entire career as a play caller. Amon-Ra St. Brown was one of the quickest after snap one of the snap to reception wide receivers in the NFL because this is what Ben Johnson does. He doesn't want the ball in his quarterback's hands
That's
for 3 to 5 seconds per play.
That's what Kyle Shanahan does. That's what Sean McVay does. I mean, that's what the best offensive coordinators do, Brandon. You are 100% correct.
That's what Tom Brady did.
And the biggest
made a career out of it.
And the biggest thing for Caleb's development this year is understanding that and getting the ball out quick and taking the first read and taking what the defense gives you and moving them chains. And I think Ben Johnson has been beating that shit in his head all season. And I think we're going to see the fruits of that labor, maybe not right away in the regular season, although I think that Vikings defensive backfield can get passed on pretty good, man. I've been thinking about that, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But Caleb is going to have a damn good season within this offense. We ain't seen nothing from this offense yet, Brandon. We have not seen this offense yet at all. And we have not seen Caleb in it for real. So we'll see when the games go on. But to say that Caleb's a low IQ quarterback, it doesn't make sense, man. Like you said, he avoided the turnovers. He avoided he avoided a lot more negative plays than what they could have been. He also took some for sure. But you're going to expect the rookie quarterback to do
and when he did, he walked up to a podium and said, "That's on me."
Yeah, there's nothing low IQ about.
I don't understand how you could
conference.
dislike this guy, man. He's done nothing but all the right things. Honest to God, he has.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Moving the
criticize, even if you think if the performance that on the field, if you can criticize his play, the character of Caleb Williams is so stand up compared to some of the people they've had in this organization at that position. I've never seen a guy lead quite so early in his career.
You remember Mitch Trubisky said he had to
frightened.
He had to stop looking at social media. He had to stop looking at watching ESPN
he was
and shit.
Timid in the huddle.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is the first guy who has the character of a quarterback, right, Dustin? Like the persona of a quarterback.
Brandon,
that's been in Chicago.
There was an article that came out today. I don't know if you read it. It was by Courtney Cronin. It was a pretty good article. It was about Caleb Williams. There's just a couple of quotes I want to read from it. Some things that Caleb said, some things that Ben Johnson said. I mean, what Dr. Reed is saying right here. Johnson said Caleb is getting it and doing the work, way more upside than Goff. I agree with that 100%. But Caleb, one of the quotes he had that I thought stood out to me was, part of it's just me being myself and just being unapologetic about it. And I'm not going to apologize about it. I'm going to be me. It doesn't bother me what people have to say about me because I know what I am. I know who I am and what I like to do. And I mean, Caleb is going to be himself, and you might not like it. And I don't think he gives a shit. And I think that that's the kind of guy that you want leading your team. That's what I think. I think he has that moxie, right? What else we got here? Williams acknowledged, I want to win for the city. I want to win for the Bears. I want to win for my teammates. I want to win, obviously, selfishly. I love to call myself a winner and win in everything I do. Do you like that quote from Caleb Williams, Brandon? Because I do. He's here and wants to be the best quarterback in Chicago Bears history.
Yes, this is the attitude of a winner, Dustin.
Yes.
Michael Jordan was an obnoxiously competitive person. Everything was a competition to Michael Jordan. I mean, he bullied people as a competitor. This is the kind of person you want on your sports team. This is the kind of person that's driven
you want to lead your team
to achieve, not just for themselves, but for the team that gave them an opportunity. And these are those kind of dudes, for sure.
And this is one more quote that he said that kind of goes in with what you're saying. This year for me, it was just trying to take a step up in my leadership role and pushing the guys. And part of it is going out there and being right, doing everything right, getting the play calls in fast, being out there, being confident, knowing what I'm doing. The other half of it is when things are messing up, let's rehuddle, let's get up, come on, let's get this thing going. One thing that Caleb has in spades is just a stick-to-itiveness. No matter, like I said earlier, no matter what happens, no matter if he gets his ass thrown down, he gets back up and gets back in the huddle and keeps it going. This is a guy that is giving you giving Chicago all the effort and all of everything that he has to be the best player possible. When you talk about Carm says here, obviously the point is you can't just suck at literally everything other than throwing line drives to wide open first reads. Guess that's hard for y'all to understand. Listen, my biggest thing with Caleb is that, and we've talked about it a lot, Brandon, the anticipation throws need to be there. You saw those in Buffalo. You saw him throwing with timing and throwing to a spot and while the guy was breaking and getting there. He can't be a see it, throw it quarterback that's going to get the ball turned over, that's going to have him holding the ball too long and taking unnecessary sacks. That needs to be fixed. But he's not just throwing line drives. Caleb has touch. Caleb has some of the best ball placement I've seen from a rookie going into the NFL, man. So some of the throws this guy made at USC were just fucking spectacular, dude. Like, it's just ignoring what you see, I feel like, man, just in terms of the ball placement, in terms of the accuracy on deep balls. His deep balls sucked last year, guys. I don't expect that to be the case this year. I expect there to be improvement in that. And yeah, when you have Rome, as Illinois Jones is saying, when you have DJ, you got to get these guys the ball and let them run. Yak is going to be Caleb's best friend this year. And then the deep ball will come.
You had Rome and DJ last year when you have time to get them the ball.
When you have a design to get them open, to get them the ball in space.
I've said this before, Carm. What if Caleb leads the NFL in yards after reception? Is that a bad thing? Does that make
that's a great thing.
Less valuable as a quarterback?
No, it means he's making the smart decision, and
if he's getting rid of the ball immediately, and DJ Moore and Luther Burden and Rome Odunze and Colston Lovin and Cole Kmet and DeAndre Swift are just taking the ball to the house or moving the chains, yards after catch. Does that make Caleb any less better as a quarterback? If the Bears have done a phenomenal job at putting talent on this team that will create with the ball in their hands.
And Caleb understands that and gets the ball in their hands as quickly as possible. And Carm says disagree with that. When he's struggling, he gets super emotional and insecure and starts getting more and more erratic. And that's why that was the first thing Ben Johnson talked to Caleb Williams about. Carm.
See, that's something I wouldn't even disagree with. Like, well, I don't know.
It's something that
not emotional.
It's something that Ben Johnson. It's something that Ben Johnson came in here and addressed immediately with the quarterback. Yeah. Do you think it's not going to get fixed when Ben Johnson says, we can't be doing that? We can't be putting our hands up in the air and saying, what's going on? What are we doing? No, we don't want to show that on the field. We don't want to put that on tape. We're not going to be those guys. You think when Ben Johnson says that to Caleb Williams, it's not going to stick? You think Caleb Williams is going to keep doing it? I don't think so. Let's see. Let's see the results of this coaching. Ben Johnson identified that quickly and pointed out to Caleb immediately. It was one of the first things they did, Carm. So this is something that we're aware of. This is something that our team is aware of, our head coach is aware of, and he's put things in place to fix it. He's addressed it head on. And Caleb is at least going to work with that.
There you go, D. Reed. Says you guys old enough to remember Greatest Show on Turf. That was that St. Louis Rams team in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, Kurt Warner.
This will be the Greatest
Corey
Show
Holt,
on
Isaac
grass.
Bruce, Marshall Falk.
Yeah, you can't forget that one.
Pearsall's daddy.
He says no question mark. I don't know what the question was.
He's saying no, like no. I don't think he's going to improve that. There's nothing. There's nothing we can do. I think when you got a coach that's focused that heavily on that thing and is focusing a player on it, you'll see that get addressed. That's what I'm saying.
Brujas says one of the biggest issues I believe folks have is that Caleb came out of college having already been a millionaire. Bitches are just jealous. People attack him as a person, not as a professional.
Yeah, you're judging him on the wrong scale.
That's what I and that's something I've noticed in my own mind. I haven't, because there are people who are very critical of his play. Dustin, me and you discussed this, but the majority of where Caleb's hate started was before he was even drafted, before he played a snap as a rookie.
No, that was the point I made when we first started talking.
Developed. It's just the guy. People don't like the guy.
The guy is not the guy you wanted it to be. Whether you wanted the guy to be Justin Fields, whether you wanted the guy to be Jaden Daniels in the Hall or whatever the fuck everyone, you wanted it to be something else and you're disappointed in that. Well, that's fucking life, dude. I want things to be other things all the time. Honestly, but this is our quarterback. Can we get behind him? Can we get behind him maybe?
Because this traces all the way back to Justin Fields still being on this football team. When the fan base that didn't want Justin Fields anymore started to talk about trading him, it was always and draft Caleb Williams. So Fields fans started to really dislike Caleb Williams because that was what was pushing the Bears to that
That's what was
incentivized the
pushing Fields
Bears.
out. That's what was
Yes,
pushing
that
Fields
was the
out.
incentive to get rid of Justin Fields. Guys,
Mhm.
if it was a bad draft class the year that they traded Justin Fields, if that draft class that Caleb was involved in was a bad draft class, like no quarterbacks, they would have kept Justin Fields.
Yes. And if Justin Fields was a good quarterback, they would have kept Justin Fields too.
Yeah.
If Justin Fields was a good
So
quarterback,
Fields
they would have
fans
kept him.
hated
If
Caleb
Caleb
for
Williams is a good quarterback, they'll keep him. And if he's not, they're going to move on.
this
That's
because
what it is.
Caleb Bears fans, the way the Bears fans treated Caleb Williams before the draft, knowing that he was going to be drafted by the Bears.
It was already biased.
Have you ever seen a fan base do that to somebody who's
Oh
going
no,
to
he's
be
only 6 foot and 3/8, guys. He's not 6'1" at least. Oh no, did you see his fingernails at the USC game? They were pink, and so was his phone case. And just consistently,
I don't like him, which is weird because you're late because your girl loves him. I think that's what he said.
Listen, I just thought he's too Hollywood for Chicago. It just literally anything that they could find to knock him down before he even got here.
He wears his sunglasses too low on the bridge of his nose.
It's just
and
we know what it's rooted in, man. We know.
And listen, unless you can, is there an example of a fan base that was rooting against a guy who was going to be drafted
the number 1 overall pick? I mean,
ever. Did a fan base ever turn on a guy before he was selected? Ever.
There was the whole Eli Manning thing with the Chargers and the Giants. The Giants loved him. The Chargers
that's very
him.
French. That's very specific. I mean, like a team just went and got the guy that everybody said they were going to draft, and the fan base, half the fan base before doing so, hated the guy.
Man, I feel like we've hammered this. I want to get to the polls.
It's a fun topic.
It's an important topic to talk about to me. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to see the results on the field.
Well, real quick, man.
That's what it comes down to.
Do you want to cover polls? Because I was going to ask you some questions about the 53-man roster.
Well, let's just. I just want to make this point because Poles is being graded on this weird scale too, man. He really is in terms of the fact, Pickens. I thought it was a bad pick when they made it, Brandon. I told you that when they made it, I didn't like it. We had that conversation on the phone that day. I just thought it was a weird pick. I didn't think he was that good of a player. Tyler Scott, I really liked that pick. It was a 5th round pick, right? I mean, but Velus Jones was a questionable. All these 3rd rounders that are off the team. The point's been being made. It's out there. I just want to make sure we understand that this team got better. This team improved in this offseason. So players that might have been good.
Now is a strange time to dislike Ryan Poles.
Yeah,
I could see a history.
Last year, I was pointing out Ryan Poles' missteps 2 years ago and saying, I don't know about this, guys. I was pointing out that Matt Eberflus was a terrible hire, and I don't know about that. He should not be retained. Poles retaining him is a big question mark to me when there's all these coaches. I was pointing it out then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a history of failures here. If you look at his record, it's a history of failure. But right now is the best it's ever looked.
It's the best offseason that the Bears have had under Ryan Poles. The most improved this team has been in key areas like offensive line and head coach, the coaching staff in general. But like when you're cutting a 3rd round pick, when you're cutting a 4th round pick, when you're cutting a 5th round pick, you're cutting a guy that has a 3rd round pick 16% to 29% success rate, means they're like an eventual decently long-term starter. In the 4th round, it's 11% to 20%. In the 5th round, it's less than 10%. Teams are cutting guys that are drafted 3rd through 5th round all the time. You are very unlikely to find long-term starters in these rounds, guys. When you do, it's a huge boost to your team, and you would like that. You'd like to hit on 1 or 2 of them, but to have him just be graded on this scale that other GMs are not being graded on, who are cutting guys that they drafted in these rounds too consistently, that doesn't make sense to me. And again, the thing behind it is these guys were expendable because of the improvements that this team has made.
Yeah,
this team is much better now than it was last year.
Well,
maybe if this is last year's team, Pickens is still on it. If this is last year's team, Tyler Scott is still on it. They've improved this roster dramatically, and that's something to kind of celebrate.
And there's no point in disliking Ryan Poles now. He's just got extended. He's going to be your GM through the end of the season, so you might as well hold off your judgment until the season ends. Because what if he does improve? what if you're ready to scream off the rooftops that Ryan Poles should be fired, and then you have a good season that you know he's going to be here for anyways. Might as well wait till it's over to cast stones. Carm, man.
Yeah, no, Carm, we'll be here, man. We're not going nowhere.
My
We'll have
last
the
thing is
conversation, boss.
my
We'll
last
have
thing is he says, y'all making fun of the Boston cult. Don't exclude yourself from the Boston cult. You were in the Boston cult. I would bet.
Yeah,
on
no.
it.
Well, no, he's saying he never thought Justin Fields was a good quarterback. Both loser, low IQ quarterbacks. I mean, so who was a good quarterback for this Bears team?
Tyson Bagent.
When have we had a guy like that was in the position that Caleb Williams is in for the Chicago Bears team? We haven't. Mitch Trubisky, was Mitch Trubisky a good quarterback for the Bears? Who are we looking for, and who are you going to give a chance besides Tyson Bagent? I don't know, man. We can move on from this conversation.
Yeah,
but I want to make the point, Carm, that I'm here, and I'll have that conversation if that's the conversation that needs to be had. I don't believe you will. You're now saying what I said 20 minutes ago. My whole point is I don't think you'll be willing to have that conversation. Hopefully, we're both wrong. I know I'll be here for that conversation. That's what it is. But I just think it's strange, man. You know, and then you see stuff circulating around like, well, Poles got this team from over 80 million in dead cap to now they're at 5 million dead cap. I don't think that's an end-all be-all indicator either. I mean, I think you need some dead cap on your team. You see the Eagles are very high on that list. They've taken a lot of chances trying to be competitive. You know, you got to take chances to be a competitive football team. And we're seeing the Bears, they're starting to get into this area where they're going to be competitive. And I think you're going to see Poles taking some more chances. I just think it's strange to look at that and say, well, that means that he's not doing his job well. Because a lot of GMs cut guys in these areas, and it's just part of the business. So I think that perspective is important to keep. And I think it's important to keep the perspective throughout this entire season because the guy just got extended. He just hired a new head coach. He just drafted your number one overall quarterback. I'm not a fan of some of the moves that he's made, but we got to see it play out on the field now at this point. And it's like, let's not just keep looking for, again, the Micah Parsons thing, Brandon. Well, because he wasn't in on Micah Parsons, he's not doing his job. I don't necessarily agree with that. If you don't want to give up the assets, if you don't think you're in the market for that kind of guy right now, so be it. But like, let's see how that pays off for you. What are those first round picks going to be?
Still got to know what the assets are going to be.
Brandon, I agree with you, but what are those first round picks going to be that the Bears did? The theoretical first round picks the Bears could have given up to get Micah Parsons. What are those going to be? What is Poles going to turn those things into? That's what it comes down to for me at this point, because you got the foundation in place. You're laying that, and you got to start building on it. And yeah, some of these guys are going to need to hit. You'd like to hit on one of them. You'd like to think Austin Booker, a fifth round pick, will be a guy like that for you. But consistently, if these guys are falling off your team, that means your evaluation process in those rounds might need to be improved. But at the end of the day, these guys don't hit very often. I guess that's the overall point that everybody needs to understand. It's not like Poles is some outlier where his third and fourth round picks don't hit. No, not a lot of people's do. That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, like Ryan Poles is, like I said, if you're looking at his overall record, he hasn't been a good GM. There's no other way around it. But right now,
that's what it comes down to. 15 wins in 3 years. That's a problem. That's a big fat problem.
So you might as well, like I said, you might as well hold off and even thinking about how you feel about Ryan Poles because he's going to be here for another year at least. D. Reed says Poles is soft. Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of ways you can spin it. There's a lot of ways you can defend Ryan Poles. There's a lot of ways you can be critical of him, but there's no point to stick through the years in which we feel like he's failed. To then the 1 year that you think, because I think probably, I mean, most logical.
He's actually showing progress.
Looking at the off season are like, wow,
yeah,
this guy did like real NFL shit. You know what I mean? This guy looked like an NFL GM this offseason. He did things that, like, listen, I was going to say this too earlier. The Packers pulling off this trade for as little as they had to give up, as little as they gave up for Micah Parsons. The Joe Tooney thing is still one of the most, like, in this regards to this offseason,
yeah,
it's right behind Micah Parsons. You just went and got an all-pro left guard who's won Super Bowls with multiple dynasties
for a fourth round pick. Yeah,
on a unit that couldn't hold up against themselves. because that's who they blocked most often last season. So I mean, as good as the acquisition is for Micah Parsons, the Bears needed Joe Tooney more, and
I'll,
that
I'll
listen,
say,
Ryan Poles making that happen could impact your entire offensive line, and that's with a bad unit. Let's say you only added Joe Tooney and nobody else, and you stuck with the rest of the guys. They got better. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and potentially the unit that comes behind that, like Luke Newman learning from Joe Tooney, the amount of the amount of tentacles that Joe Tooney has in terms of his impact on this team, you know where I
That's kind
stand
of what
on
I
it.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, it's just strange to start. I wanted Poles fired last year. After this season, I didn't want him to hire the. I'll say it, like, but he's here now, and he just had the best offseason that he's had as a GM for the Bears. Now is not the time to jump ship on Poles. Like you said, if you've had the patience throughout this process, when I was saying I don't want to deal with this guy, I go like, there's some major questions here. Why is everybody giving Poles so much grace? Now's the time to give him the grace. If there was a time, Brandon, he's actually showing progress. Maybe that patience is about to pay off. Let's see what it turns into.
Hey, Carm, thanks for joining us, man. As
Yeah, man,
always.
appreciate you.
I know, yeah,
Hopefully you
I
hit that
said,
like button on the way out.
we like these conversations. I mean, the people that disagree with us are it's always
Always welcome.
makes
Always
it
welcome.
creates intriguing conversations for sure.
Yeah, man. And nothing personal, no hard feelings, man. We want you back. Come on back. We'll keep having these conversations.
Yeah, I mean, no hard feelings on our end, but I think he did. Dustin, I want to talk a little bit about the 53-man roster.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem to be a little more updated than I am on. I know that Jalen Jones, guys, who was a player who formerly played for the Chicago Bears, they were able to claim him off waivers. I don't remember what team is on the 53-man roster. Kyle and Sean talked about it a little bit last night, Dustin. The running back and the secondary
Okay,
now
Dr. Reed.
with Brisker also
B.
left
Reed.
during practice yesterday. So the secondary and the running backs have suffered some pretty grave injuries, and I'm not saying that that'll impact week one. These guys could be back. I
think
know.
Brisker's going to be fine. I mean, there's nothing that's come out yet. I mean, Austin Booker is a big deal to me. You know that. I've had a lot of. I got a lot of. I'm on Booker Island. I'll say that. I got a lot of stocks in Austin Booker, so like that's a big deal to me. And the IR sucks for him. But yeah, if Brisker's hurt for any period of time, that's a big problem because Jonathan Owens is not very good. The backup safety position. That's why we wanted a safety in this draft, Brandon. We talked about it an awful lot because like Brisker's health could be a concern. But if I think Brisker will be fine. I think your cornerbacks are going to be fine. I think Monungai's fine for week 1 too. Roshan is not, I don't think, but I think Monungai will be. We'll see about Roshan. So yeah, you got the 3 running backs. You got 6 receivers. Duvernay was released to make some moves, and then they brought him right back. You definitely need this guy on your team. The Bears need a competent return game. They haven't had one in fucking years. I cannot remember. I mean, it's Hester. It's like the last time that they had a competent. Obviously, he was well above competent, but like they're actually addressing that this year, and I think it's a big deal, especially with the new kickoff rules and with the fact that this guy can flip the field for you. He's a damn good kick returner. So Duvernay is your 6th receiver. The Jade Walker thing was obviously the best story. The guy balled out in preseason and earned a spot against a lot of odds. Brandon, another great story between him and Tyson Bagent. Those were 2 great stories. But yeah, Brisker is a concern, Reed. Jalen Jones signed off of waivers, and then DeMarco Jackson was signed off of waivers from New Orleans. Jalen Jones literally just went and signed a contract with Arizona this past offseason, and then they released him. And I like Jalen Jones a lot. We were talking about him last year. I thought he was a damn good cover corner to be on your bench. So I'm excited about him coming back, and I think he might be better than Nahshon Wright, guys, to be honest. But 7 cornerbacks. You got Jalen Johnson, Nahshon Wright, Tyreek, Kyler, Josh Blackwell, Nick McLeod, Jalen Jones. The safety position is rough, man. Behind Brisker and Byard, you got Hicks and Owens, same as last year. And we saw how that looks. Defensive tackles, they kept 5. Grady Jarrett, Javon Dexter, Billings, Shamar Turner, and Chris Williams made the roster. Defensive ends, just the 4. Montez, Dio, Daniel, Dominic Robinson. That's because Austin Booker is on IR, right? Your linebackers, it's strange to me that they went and got DeMarco Jackson. I mean, it makes you wonder if they're okay with Ruben Hippolyte and Noah Sewell, Like they wouldn't sign this
I
guy
would
off the
imagine that.
waivers and
I would
brought him onto
imagine.
the roster.
I would imagine they're not.
It doesn't seem like it when you go sign this guy off of waivers and keep him on your active 53. But again, things are going to change still on this probably, Brandon. I mean, we got a whole weekend here of transactions that can happen, and the Bears will be moving people on and off potentially. I don't know where it falls. I mean, finally, but I liked what Ruben Hippolyte did in the preseason, man. I liked the
Let me ask you
energy he
this.
played with.
Obviously, the story.
Yeah, you're right, Reed. You're right. Edwards is the only decent linebacker on this team. I have big concerns about the starting linebackers, let alone the fucking depth of these linebackers. This front seven overall is very concerning. It's very concerning.
The linebacking things.
Yeah.
It could. We talk about Brisker leaving and the depth we have at safety. Those guys have at least played some football, man. You know what I mean?
Burden is a steal.
Hicks and Owens played some football. If Edwards or Edmonds goes down, I mean, you just got either guys who have been like perennial healthy scratches, or you got rookies, man. So yeah, that's a problem, man. I mean, between Amen, Sewell, I don't know how much football those guys can look collectively. What, like 5 games at the position?
Well, Amen's not on the roster, so.
Oh no, okay. So it's between Sewell.
It's Sewell, Hippolyte, DeMarco Jackson, and then you got your 2 starters and Edwards and Edmonds.
Yeah. So between Sewell and Hippolyte, you've had a total of like 1 start in the NFL. That's going to pose a problem for you for sure, man. So
Brandon was all over this last year, Reed. Edmonds was just straight ass, one of the worst linebackers in football. How this guy got rated, like, was he 8th best linebacker in football by ESPN? 6th. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Even better. I don't know how that happened, man. Edmonds needs to blow up this year. He needs to get the fuck out. Everyone wants to talk about these, like everyone keeps saying Dio needs to earn his money that he just got. This guy hasn't played a regular season snap of football yet. What about Montez Sweat? What about Edmonds? What about these guys that got paid this money? What are they doing to earn that money? And why is no one saying that about them? Why not, Brandon? I don't understand it.
Yeah, again, I mean, to say it about a guy prior to those two that hasn't played a snap for the Bears, right? I mean, listen,
not a real one.
Even one game, I'd be like, okay, well, they clearly off one game. That's all they need to see. You know what I mean? But without this guy playing 1 snap in a Bears uniform, I don't think it's worth saying he needs to. Well, not. I mean, obviously, guys, every player needs to earn their money because that's what they
that's your job.
That's how that works. You know what I mean? Like, there's no position out there in any industry where it's like, well, they're going to pay me 6 figures, but I'm only doing like half the work. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how.
Do I really need to earn that money, or you just give it to me?
I thought I would just take midday naps here, man, and then just get you paid it, But yeah, so Montez Sweat, man. If there's a player that needs to earn money on this team, even before Tremaine Edmonds, it's Montez Sweat, because that cost you a 2nd-round draft pick too. But Tremaine Edmonds for sure. I mean, Edwards plays his ass off. Edwards is a better linebacker than Edmonds, and he got paid substantially less money the offseason in which they were signed.
Here's an interesting.
Edmonds needs
to do it this year, or it's just not happening, man. And I'm leaning more and more towards it's not happening. And that's one of those Ryan Poles moves you just go back on. You're like, damn, man, we could have just signed Roquan and not had to deal with this mess. Roquan basically became Edwards and Edmonds, and I understand that, but I don't know if I like that trade-off still. I don't know.
And you could have paid Roquan and Edwards. That's what your linebackers would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Edwards was a 3-year, $18 million contract.
Because Tremaine Edmonds is making
almost
as much money as
there with Roquan. Yeah, it's not really that big of a. Here's an interesting question.
You could have had Roquan and Edwards together.
If we're talking about this 53, the wide receivers, they kept 6. I thought they would only keep 5, but I guess the 6th, it's Devin Duvernay as your kick returner. I don't know how he's not going to get a lot of play.
Can I ask you the question? I've been wanting to ask this question since the 53-man roster.
I was literally just about to ask a question. Let me ask my question.
Fine, man. Your questions suck.
I was in the middle of asking the question. You piece of shit.
Ask the damn question, man. We're moving on.
Christ. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Olamide Zacchaeus, Jade Walker, those 5. Is that a top 5 unit in the NFL?
I mean, that depends heavily on progression, but yeah, I would say if the guys who were drafted and
Or are we crazy? Are we taking crazy
Luther
pills?
Burden is that talent. Rome is a good
Luther,
player.
Rome, and DJ are
Well,
that talent.
Luther is better than where he was selected. Okay, so he hasn't played any football. That's where he was selected, 39th in the draft. He's 39th, right? He's a better
Yes.
player than that.
He's a
Rome
first round player.
is a good football player.
Ryan says it will be.
I want to see
at
Rome.
least the chat answers. Brandon,
I want
Jesus.
to. I want to see. Well, you don't want to. You just want me to say yes or no, and we move on. If Rome has to be a top 10 guy, he's got to be. Rome's got to be a top 10.
I don't know if he needs to be a top
yes.
10 guy. I think a top 15 guy, top 20 guy.
Rome was
if
drafted,
DJ is a top 15, top 20 guy, and Luther Burden's a top 25, top 30 guy, like I think that still makes you overall a top 5 unit in the NFL.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's some. Yeah, I mean,
is this
really
better than last year's wide receiver group that we had that we were all doing backflips over because they traded a 4th round pick for Keenan Allen, who we knew they weren't going to?
I mean, I don't. Keenan Allen's probably future Hall of Fame. I want to wait for Luther Burden.
He was pretty dependable for Caleb. That's why I'm asking the question: is this better than the receiver room we had last year?
Right now, today, no.
I think it is. I disagree with you. I like this receiver room better. I like Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus being your 3rd or 4th receiver, Burden being your 3rd or 4th receiver. That's a lot better.
3rd or 4th receiver.
That's a lot. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think in terms of the different types of, I think Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze were kind of redundant, and that kept Rome from being what he could be. You know what I'm saying? Like Keenan Allen kind of was going to play.
I think Keenan Allen's more comparable to DJ Moore, to be honest.
I don't know, man. Not necessarily to me, but I think
Rome can be a boundary guy, man. Keenan Allen wasn't that dude. Rome can be a outside the numbers.
Keenan Allen has been that guy in his in his career, man. And so is DJ.
Guy.
You know, I mean, yeah, I think Rome can be in the slot too. But what I'm saying is the skill set is more spread out here in terms of what these guys bring. I like.
Okay, yeah, I would agree. I
like the balance that they.
I would
give
agree
each
they
other.
have a better receiver room, but the 3 guys. Right now, I don't think you could say we're better than Allen, Rome, and DJ. I don't think you could say Luther, Rome, and DJ.
I think it's better
until you see the guy play some football.
I agree with you, Reed.
Because
Rome
is
in for a huge
who hasn't played
season.
a snap to a Hall of Famer. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I got you.
So, but
in this offense
you,
too. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you.
Can we just say that we both agree?
We just had this conversation.
We both agree with Reed that Rome was going to deliver. He says, "Watch the tape." We've been saying this all offseason.
Yeah, Rome is a very talented football player.
He's the wide receiver 1 on this team. Yes.
Can he be the guy? His ceiling, guys, is like a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
what I.
All right, go with your question, Brandon. Sorry.
After this conversation we just had, and this legitimate question, I've been thinking about this, man. I really, really listen. I've never seen a guy play in the preseason, and even I've seen a lot of guys play really well, but not impress me to where I'm like, man, this guy could play at the NFL level like today. Does Jahdae Walker play football on this offense this season?
I mean,
is he involved in this offense?
He's going to be on special teams for sure. That's where you're going to see him make the most impact. But like, if one of these guys gets hurt, then yeah, I think he'll step in admirably. I liked what I think what he did in the preseason. What you saw him do was just kind of win at the point of the catch. And yeah, it was just kind of like you just kind of see it in certain guys where they're just able to adjust to the ball, able to find an opening. And they want it, and they want it more than the guy that Jahdae kind of had all that in preseason, and it could all just be fool's gold. Maybe he's nothing. Let's say it is preseason. The fact that he made the roster tells you something, that he's doing it on the practice field too, and the coaches like what he gives them in special teams. The guy's a dog. He busts his ass, so he earned this spot. I don't know how much you want to see Jahdae Walker play football this year, because that means that something went wrong with Luther Burden, or something went wrong with Rome Odunze in terms of their health. that would be a problem.
I mean, there's always the reality that he's just impressing. It's like he's just impressing Randall L. He's impressing Ben Johnson. That could earn him time on the field if he's, especially Dustin. I mean, the thing that like Luther Burden,
Lefty, what up?
In the preseason, the blocks that Luther Burden made, that's a guy who's going to get rewarded with time,
more
on
playing
the field.
time.
Week 1,
you're
you're going to see Luther Burden because he's earning that. because he's making an impact even
I
when the
knew who
ball's
you
not
were,
in his.
Purple Jesus. I knew who you were. What up?
He always knows.
Best
But
Selly.
yeah, that
No,
was the question I wanted to ask.
I don't think Jade Walker plays a lot of meaningful football this year, man, in terms of offensively. And if he is, again, that means some people got hurt, and that's not good. But I like him as your fifth receiver. I really like that. I do. I think that he has the potential to bring something to that wide receiver room that is much better than what Tyler Scott was going to bring in terms of his playmaking abilities. Yeah. So I mean, it's an interesting thing to think about. But again, you got DJ Moore, you got Roma Dunze, you got Luther Burton, and then as Reed points out right here, OZ is a sleeper. OZ has a
Bruja says best Selly. Yeah, that dude can levitate.
OZ has been snapping all offseason, and he's been just Mr. Dependable, Mr. Reliable for Caleb Williams.
Love Zacchaeus.
Yeah, you were all over him last year too. You wanted the Bears to sign him before they did. You said that.
I think he
was a good call.
He's a Swiss Army knife, and he's not too fast. He's not too strong. He can't jump too high, but he makes plays, man. He's a yards after catch guy too. You put the ball in his hands, he makes plays. We saw in the preseason. He makes people miss. He takes good angles. He's elusive. I like him, man. I think that he's an impact player on an offense that operates efficiently, for sure.
Yeah, Reed. The tight ends we didn't mention. There's three of them. Durham Smythe is your third tight end. We really wanted the Bears to just take a chance on Joel Wilson and say fuck Smythe. We knew it wasn't going to happen, but like we were holding out hope. But yeah, the between Colston and Cole Kmet,
going on, Mike?
Mismatched nightmares all day for defenses. It's going to be fun, and that's the type of shit that makes you think really hard about the fact that Carm is going to have to eat his words. I know he's not in here and I can't defend himself, but guys like Carm, those guys, when you think about all of the mismatch potential that Ben Johnson has within this offense and what he's going to do with that, and all Caleb has to do is be on time and be smart, because his arm talent's there. Like it's just the sky's the fucking limit, man.
Mike P, thanks for joining us, man. And he says, just joining in, guys. Hope you're all doing well. You as well, man. We hope you're doing well. What's your take on Micah to Green Bay, coming from an Eagles fan? Interested. We did go over this, man, but to kind of just quickly recap, I think it's a phenomenal move.
Packers got a whole lot better.
It makes them a tremendously better football team, especially obviously on the defensive side of football. And I think they underpaid. I think they underpaid.
It was a steal.
I think the Cowboys. As an Eagles fan, as an Eagles fan, me and Dustin have been very big advocates on this show already that the Cowboys are going to have a very poor season. We don't like the coaching hire, but to trade a top 5 player in the NFL in his prime is a team that's doing things like that is a team that will not be good in the
Brandon, did you know that a team hasn't repeated?
You're all good, Mike. You're all good.
Did you know that a team hasn't repeated as NFC East champion since 2004 when the Eagles did it? It's been 21 years. Every year, a different team wins the NFC East. I think this is the first year in that time frame that you're going to see the Eagles, go back to back. And the NFC East has been won by a different person every year for 21 years.
The
Eagles are going
to listen. So I'm going to give a sneak peek, okay?
I hate that stat. But Mike, I think the Eagles got you. I think the Eagles got you this year, man.
That Monday, for our Monday show next week, man, I'll go ahead and say, because I don't know how we're going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and get my defensive rookie of the year.
Oh, Skip Bayless said it, Scrolls. I mean,
I think Andrew Makuba can win defensive rookie of the year. That kid is a playmaker.
Except that Jihad Campbell's on that fucking defense already.
Yeah, this kid is separating, to me, from watching Makuba through camp, through preseason, man, he's separating himself from the rest of the class right now.
I was super high on Makuba, man.
He is not just a sound defender and a good tackler. He is making plays on the ball in very limited playing time. He's interceptions, picking up fumbles, and the guy's not. He's playing.
And Cooper DeJean, I said that was the steal of the draft last year, Brandon. The fact that he became a top 15 player,
without a doubt. There's no way you can say
player in that draft. Yeah,
there's no way you can say any other player was. Wasn't he taken like 38th or something like
Yeah,
that.
second round, earlier in the second round, but he should have been a top 15 player in that draft. I mean, the Eagles just fucking killing it. And Mike, so yeah, you jump in, you say you're an Eagles fan. We give you some Eagles talk, even though we're a Bears podcast. So,
But we respect the hell out of that organization for sure.
I'm glad y'all like. I'm glad you like what you're hearing from us, but we'll probably be wrong because like we don't know shit. But here we are. Second round safety for Makuba. Yeah, I know. Well, oh yeah, you talking about Cooper? Yeah, Makuba was a third round pick. He plays like Brisker and will be injured often. I think he's a better in coverage though than Brisker, to be honest. But
he just, I don't know if you remember in college, man, he made game-changing plays. And
he
I
made
was like, that doesn't equate to NFL. And then here he is in the preseason getting pick sixes, and it's like, okay,
and the
this guy
in the
actually
college
has the
football
ability.
playoffs, he put that hit on that backup quarterback, knocked his fucking head off. That was one of the best hits I've seen. He just destroyed his helmet, flew 10 feet in the fucking air sideways.
Yeah, Makuba just finds a way to make a play that impacts the game entirely.
Jesus. Purple wants to come on and talk Vikings Bears. Let's fucking do that, bro. That's a great idea. Look at you making content for us. He's the Vikings fan. Yeah,
you should definitely do that. There's a lot I want to talk about.
Well, we need his information so we can send him a link so that he can get on with this.
Yeah, so, and that's
drop your email.
Thursday night.
We'll have you on.
Thursday night is our preview show. That's our preview show. When the season starts, we do our game preview on Thursday nights. That'll be a fun. I want to talk about that Bears Vikings game because there's a lot of interesting storylines.
Or Purple, if you don't want to drop your email, ours is just 4-star Chicago Sports at gmail.com. If you want to email us, and then we'll get back in touch with you. It's up to you, but is River going to be open on Monday? I don't fucking know. I mean, Kyle's not going to be there, so I doubt
it. I would imagine. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question, Mike. We can get you an answer to that for sure.
I don't know how they're going to run that bar without Kyle.
That's Mike P. Yeah, you met us at the draft show. Okay, what's going on, Mike? Sorry, man, I didn't. There's a lot of mics jumping in and out. Dustin, we've kind of beat up the 53-man roster, and
how do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's as talented?
Do you feel like it's as talented as Dustin, I'm worried about the defense.
Yeah, man.
I have completely flipped. A lot of people still talk about the depth on this offensive line. I think the offense is fine. I think Ben Johnson has more than enough to do a lot with. The defensive side of the football, regardless of how impactful Dennis Allen.
I think we're going to see a lot of shootouts, man.
I think they're going to struggle to stop the run, and I think that'll also affect their ability to rush the pass. And I think
they're going to struggle to do both.
The ability to play coverage, and then it's got to be a cohesive unit. And there's going to be parts of this defense that I think tremendously underachieve. And I've been saying this for a long time, man. On paper, I don't see it being more than it is right now. I don't see all of the hopes and the what ifs. I don't see it all occurring. I think as good as they are on a piece of paper right now, that roster you're seeing on the internet, guys, on your social media platforms, that roster, that defensive side of the football, I think is as good as these guys are going to play. And I think they need a lot more talent.
That front seven is a concern for sure. Hopefully the defensive interior is a strength. Hopefully Javon Dexter breaks out this year like I expect. And hopefully Dennis Allen is the X factor for that defense in terms of aggressive game plans that manufacture pressure and turnovers. That's really what you got to hope for, because you don't have the guys that can win one-on-one and get after the quarterback. You don't have linebackers that are really field generals. You really don't. Great. I don't know, man.
It says 12 personnel destroy the Vikings D, slip screens in middle of the field passes. Ben Johnson's success against this NFC North division, guys, is undeniable.
Specifically against Brian Flores. He's had Brian Flores' number, so
he's beat up on the Vikings.
I know you said that we're going to do a preview show, obviously, but I know you said you think it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. I think exactly the opposite, man. I think that's going to be a shootout.
Who, me?
Yeah, you said that in one of our shows a couple weeks ago that you thought that there'd be kind of a lower scoring game, like the defenses are catching the offenses at the right time.
I don't even remember talking about the Bears-Vikings game.
No, but you said it, but it's fine. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you definitely said that. If you change your mind, that's fine too. You said it like a month ago.
Well, no, I don't listen. When the first game of the preseason's or first game of the regular season's played, I don't think any game is a defensive game. I think offenses look sloppy and defenses benefit from it.
Yeah, well, there you go. But I think quite the opposite when it comes to that game. But
Mike
we'll
P
see.
says 27-20. I mean, what is a high scoring game today, man? 27-20 is really not.
Yeah, we'll see how it
High
goes. We're
scoring
gonna
game
do
in
our
the NFL
preview.
now is like 52-48. That's a high scoring game in the NFL.
We're gonna do
So
our preview, and we're gonna do our predictions next Thursday, and we're gonna have Purple Jesus on to talk. I mean, yeah, and then shit. When they play the Lions, we should try to get one of these guys. We'll get Don
guys,
Burr on.
everybody
Everybody
here-
hates him. Let's get T Lions run the North, whatever.
This
Let's
is
try
the-
to do that shit. That'd be fun.
And real quick, guys, before we go into our coach rankings, this is
Oh shit, we're still doing that.
this is the 1 year anniversary of the bare minimum. I mean, 4-star Chicago sports in its entirety, but this show that me and Dustin been doing late night Thursdays has been around now for 1 year. Thanks for everybody who stuck through it. Thanks for all the people who have joined us and watched us. Thanks for everybody in the chat tonight, including Carm, Purple Jesus, Mike P, Bruja, D Reed. You guys are killing it, man. Bringing the conversation, moving it forward. Real Bears fan for life. Phil, we appreciate you. I know Shorty was in here earlier. Foster was in here earlier. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. This has been a really fun year for me. I hope that Dustin feels the same way. I've enjoyed doing this, man. Even on the shows I didn't feel like we're going the best they could have, man. It's just fun to shoot the shit with you guys, with Dustin. So yeah,
I love
we
it.
appreciate. But we do want to say this: our Monday night show,
John,
our
thanks,
Monday
bud.
night show. There's a lot of guys that we see sometimes on Thursday. JoJo, I don't know who that is. What's going on, JoJo?
His BBC. Is that interesting? What's up, JoJo?
I don't know if it's the same guy who's obsessed with BBC. But
Connor's been in here talking about BBCs. A lot of these guys got multiple accounts, so.
But Monday, guys, check the Monday show out. It is the four of us together. We will be doing our division projections, our Super Bowl projections, our player awards, coaching awards, all that stuff. We will pretty much tell you how we think the season's going to play out. Probably be completely
Purple
incorrect.
Jesus emailed us, by the way. So if he can get off work, we're gonna have him on, and maybe jump on from work. Just give us a quick take. If you, I don't know what you do, like if you do something dangerous, like if hazardous, like don't. But like if you can, you still jump on. But we appreciate y'all, everybody in the chat tonight. This show has been a lot of fun. This is always fun, man. This is what we want to do.
Yeah, Mike, I
spend our time doing when we have the ability to do it, and it would not be any fun if y'all weren't in here, no matter who you are, giving your takes, giving your opinions, and keeping us on our toes, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. We love you very much. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for being here every night. Thanks for any night that you're willing to watch us for more than 5 minutes, man. Please hit that like button. Dustin, let's do this, guys. The only way we rank things, the only list we make here on the bare minimum is the bare minimum. We do it off the cuff. We don't write anything. We spit it from the top of our heads, looking at the list of all 32 head coaches. Dustin,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, we're gonna go through and we're gonna start with the worst. We're gonna start with the worst, and we're gonna go up to the best. So yeah, you guys tell us what you think.
Your first take is always your best, right? Never second guess yourself.
What up?
So we do these kind of quickly because you don't want to start to get in your own head.
Okay, so for 32, I propose Kellen Moore.
I'm actually I thought about Kellen Moore, but it's not Kellen Moore.
I propose Brian Callahan.
Shane Steichen is my proposal.
I propose Shane Steichen, and who's the other one that I want to get? Oh yeah, Schottenheimer. I think Schottenheimer might need to be 32.
Yeah, he's. I think not Steichen to me is 32, but Schottenheimer's 31st. Just because I haven't seen him coach yet. I've seen Steichen, and I don't love it.
JoJo has a TWC. Thanks, Real Bears fan. That's Foster Covers, I believe, coming in here, coming in hot. Appreciate you, brother. So are we going? You think Steichen 32? I don't know, man. I would put Schottenheimer at 32. I would put one of these rookie guys. I don't really like Kellen Moore. I don't like Schottenheimer.
No, me
I
neither.
don't.
I don't like
I don't
either.
know where I stand on Liam Cohen either. I don't know if Liam Cohen's going to be any good either, man. These guys are going to be low on this list. So 32 Schottenheimer.
I mean, all the rookie coaches probably should be, man, including Ben
Oh,
Johnson.
sorry, Chris. There's a few Fosters. Get you confused. Foster covers his BCP. Yeah,
Chris
Chris
Foster.
Foster.
Yeah.
That guy
All
is
right,
a
so we'll go
god,
with
though.
Schottenheimer, Kellen Moore,
Appreciate it.
Steichen. Okay.
Schottenheimer, Moore. Do you want to put Moore above Steichen just because he has no body of evidence that is as
That's
bad
kind of
as
what
Steichen?
that's what I was saying about Schottenheimer. But yeah, let's do that. So
No, but just with the news tonight, we got to put Schottenheimer last, I think.
okay, so then
So 31 is Steichen, 30 is Moore.
yeah, and then Liam Cohen. I don't know, man. I keep doing this. We did this on the team rankings. I did this with the Miami Dolphins. Mike
There's Aaron.
McDaniel's very low on my list. Very low on my list.
Yeah, he's a little fucking weird. He's a little weird.
I don't care what his record is. It's there's something wrong.
I think Callahan needs to be here, man.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy. He's been kind of like overly public with his feelings about his players personally. So yeah, I would put him on the list. He's kind of made a fool of himself a couple of times.
We're gonna go Callahan then. So we got Shoddy, we got Steichen, we got Moore, we got Callahan. Those are our bottom four head coaches in the NFL.
Then Liam Cohen, I think, or Mike McDaniel's down there, man.
I'm not putting McDaniel below Liam Cohen though. Aaron Glenn is another. I like Aaron Glenn a lot. I think this guy is. McDaniel is overrated for sure. He's gonna be low on this list, but I don't think.
How about Mike McDonald?
Mike McDonald is actually, I think, a sneaky good coach in the NFL. That's what I think.
He's going to be down at the bottom of our list, man.
I mean, he's not. He'll be like in the lower 20s, I think. I don't.
Yeah, because wait till you start seeing some of these names.
No, when you're looking at this, there's a lot of good coaches. There's a lot of good coaches in the NFL right now.
There is. This is a great era for coaching in the NFL. It really is. It really is. It cannot be understated, man.
All right, so we're gonna go Liam Cohen right here at 28. 27. Then are we going Mike McDaniel right there, or are we going Dave Canales?
I'm not going Dave Canales. I like Dave Canales.
Oh, why?
He's going to be a good coach.
For what reason? Okay, based on what?
Based on the fact that the Panthers are going to be a really competitive football team.
So Aaron Glenn or Mike McDaniel here? I like Aaron Glenn a lot. I like Glenn.
Mike McDaniel, for sure. And then, man, sorry to you, but Mike McDonald after that. I don't think
you're going to put him over Aaron
Seattle's
Glenn?
Going to be a good football team because he's a good coach. Zach Taylor.
No, I'm not putting Mike McDonald down here. That Seattle Seahawks defense is going to be fucking fierce this year. You watch. Everybody can keep.
We'll see. I think that division sucks.
Well, that's a very good reason to expect the Seahawks to be better than you expect in terms of their win losses. I mean, the Niners got a whole lot of concerns.
I think the Seahawks finished last in that division.
No, definitely not behind the Cardinals. And I think the Rams are in for some major regression too, man. But those defenses in the NFC West are a lot better than people are giving them credit for. And Mike McDonald's a lot better coach than you're giving him credit for.
So who needs to go behind Mike McDonald?
Mike McDaniel right here. Then we got
the only guy that I'm willing to go
Aaron Glenn, Brian Dable,
D'Amico Ryans.
Brian Dable's. You're going to talk about Ryans before Dable?
Dable's last on my list, but I didn't want to pitch that because I know you won't agree.
I am higher on Dable than some for sure, but
that guy sucks. But yeah, we could put Dable here.
Yeah, KOC. We're not getting a KOC anytime soon. Dable makes sense. He's in a make or break year. If he doesn't play well, and I mean we've talked about it. I think I like that Giants team more than a lot of other people. I think they're going to be way more competitive than people expect this year.
All right, let's go Dable here, and then
26, 25. Glenn, go with the two Meadowlands guys back to back. The Giants and the Jets always find themselves right next to each other on all of our lists.
Yeah, let's go with Glenn, and then man, I want to go Zach Taylor.
You're going to go Zach Taylor at 24. I mean.
I think a
What
team
about
with Joe Burrow that's consistently not making the playoffs has a coach that needs to be
yeah?
replaced.
But he also has been to a Super Bowl, Brandon. So you're gonna put him below, as fucking John S points out here, Gannon. I mean, he went to a
I
Super
like
Bowl.
Gannon a lot. I like Gannon. I like Jonathan Gannon.
You like Gannon more than
the Cardinals' record has improved every year he's been the head coach.
by one game?
By whatever. Does it really matter? I mean,
Yeah. If you go from 5 to 6 to 7,
could be like the
yeah, it kind
Bears
of matters.
where you're regressing.
It kind of matters.
Yeah, we'll hold off on Zach Taylor, but he's coming soon, man. D'Amico Ryans.
This is real tough. No, I think we gotta go. I think we do gotta go McDonald right here.
I will not argue that.
We do gotta go McDonald here. But I can see him jumping up this list, man. That guy is a gritty coach. Gritty coach. Mike says you're speaking facts, man. So I mean, Zach Taylor is coming up. I mean, Dave Canales. I'm not putting Zach Taylor below Dave Canales. So I mean, this is Canales territory, and this is Gannon territory to me. Canales, Gannon, and
I go Canales behind Gannon.
Mm-hmm. So then let's go Canales at 23, Gannon at 22, and then Taylor we can put at 21.
Taylor or Ryans, D'Amico Ryans, one of the two.
I'm not gonna. I mean, okay, yeah, I think I'd probably put Ryans below Taylor as well. Taylor's been to a fucking Super Bowl as a head coach, man. Like that means something. He's been solid in terms of, they're competitive. they should have went to the playoffs last year for sure. So, and some of the decisions he made cost them the opportunity to do so in terms of winning games that they should have won. So, yeah, Taylor does have some question marks.
I think Zach Taylor's a good offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a head coach.
Well, that's why he needs a good defensive coordinator and a good defense. That team is not addressing defense at all. So, all right, so we're going Canales.
Stefanski next.
We're going Canales at 23. Hold on, let me keep up here. I'm writing it all down. 20. You know what? We haven't mentioned Raheem Morris yet either.
I'm ready to put him in
Atlanta. Raheem Morris had a very bad stint as a rookie. Went as a rookie head coach in his first couple of years in Tampa. Then went to LA and became the defensive coordinator over there for Sean McVay and was a damn good defensive coordinator. Was the defensive coordinator when they won a Super Bowl, and I think he's going to have success in his second stint. I've been saying that, but up to right now, in terms of his resume, Brandon, we don't put him above Zach Taylor. We don't put him above D'Amico Ryans, right? Like that doesn't make sense in terms of his resume. Or does that not matter to you? You think Raheem Morris is a better coach than those guys?
I think they're all coordinators, man. So I guess we can throw these in any order you want, to be honest with you, man. I think Zach Taylor, D'Amico Ryans, and Raheem Morris are coordinators.
So let's go Canales. Let's go Morris, Atlanta Falcons head coach. Let's go Gannon at 21. And then at 20, we got Taylor.
And then Ryans and Stefanski.
Okay, you know what? At 20, we got Ryans.
Yeah.
At 19, we got Zach Taylor.
Then Stefanski, two-time coach of the year.
Two-time coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. He's a damn good head coach, man. We know this.
Yeah, but once you get past Stefanski, you're getting into Hall of Fame territory.
Yeah, man.
This is guys. Wait for the rest of this list. This gets Ben Johnson needs to come here, man. Or Matt LaFleur.
Brandon, Dan Quinn. I'll propose Dan Quinn in the same conversation with Stefanski, and I'll propose
Dan Quinn's a better coach than Stefanski.
I mean, is he though?
Yeah.
Well, based on what? I mean, when Dan Quinn was the head coach in Atlanta, he took them to a Super Bowl, lost, right? First year in Washington, he took them to the NFC Championship game, fucking won 12 games.
He ran the defensive side of the football. Pete Carroll and him on the great
Legion of Boom. Yeah.
I mean, Stefanski might be fired at the end of this year for all I know, man. I don't know. I bet Dan Quinn will not.
Well, he'll probably. I think the Browns will stick with him, to be honest. But if anybody's going to be the scapegoat, it's going to be him or Barry, or maybe both. Yeah, you might be right.
Let's go Matt LaFleur next.
At 17. Okay, just to break it down real quick, we got Schottenheimer, Steichen, Moore, and Callahan as our worst four. Then we're going Cohn at 28, Mike McDaniel at 27. Dable at 26. 25, we got Aaron Glenn. 24, Mike McDonald, Seahawks head coach. 23, Dave Canales. 22, Raheem Morris. 21, Gannon over in Arizona. 20 is D'Amico Ryans. 19 is Zach Taylor. 18 is Kevin Stefanski. And so 17, you're saying go LaFleur over Dan Quinn? You think Dan Quinn is a better coach than Matt LaFleur?
No, Dan Quinn, then LaFleur. Actually, Dan Quinn, then Todd Bowles, then LaFleur. That's how I would do that.
Todd Bowles has a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Does he not?
Not as a head coach, no.
Who was the head coach when they won that Super Bowl, Brandon?
The Bucks?
Yeah. Was it not Todd Bowles?
The old white guy with the goatee, man. The quarterback guy. Yes, Bruce Arians. He retired after that season.
Todd Bowles went to a Super Bowl and lost against the Chiefs, right? Bowles is excellent, John S. says. I don't know. I mean, I would put LaFleur behind Bowles.
Bowles has not coached as a head coach in a Super Bowl, man. That's never happened. He's been a coordinator. He was the coordinator for Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians, on his way out, made
him the head coach.
Yeah. And that is the strangest thing to me still to this day that ever happened in sports. Hey, I'm quitting this. I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Would you be willing to hire our next guy for us? Like, it's just the strangest thing, man. It's so strange. But yeah, and that's what made him the coach. He is a good coach. He is. Todd Bowles is a good coach. His defense is good. Levante David's been a monster linebacker through late years of his career. I think I would put
LaFleur. I think I would put LaFleur behind Bowles, man. Personally.
Okay, so LaFleur, then Bowles, then Ben Johnson? Or is Ben Johnson behind Bowles?
Yeah, you're probably right. But LaFleur makes so many in-game decisions that are so head-scratching. I think he costs his team field position and chances to score. So, like, I just have some problems with LaFleur and his game management, to be honest. His offenses are really good. His offenses are really good.
His handling of Aaron Rodgers was questionable, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers handling.
Well, how do you handle Aaron Rodgers? We'll see how Mike Tomlin handles Aaron Rodgers.
Drafting Jordan Love the year he did instead of like a big-time wide receiver for Rodgers, that was the start of it all. That was the
wow, this is getting really fucking tough. Yeah, how do we put Ben Johnson above 15, dude? How do we do that? Like with this list of coaches,
we can't.
Yeah, are we being completely? Should Ben Johnson be back below? Would you put Ben Johnson below Gannon?
No.
Would you put him below D'Amico Ryans?
No.
No. Zach Taylor?
No, and I mean his as a head coach, it's a much different role. He's got a lot more responsibility. He could fail easily, but Dustin, this guy innovated NFL off. I mean, like he is.
Well, so did Stefanski. So did Zach Taylor.
I consider him a generational coach. Like honestly, I do. Ben Johnson. Even if he doesn't end up being a head coach, I still feel that way.
I as an offensive coordinator, I agree with you 100%.
As a play caller,
yeah, as a play caller, but as a head coach, it's hard to put him above. Now that I'm thinking about it, man, and thank you, Reed, for pointing it out because I think our bias is showing a little bit, Brandon.
I said Ben Johnson like 10 minutes ago. I said he's got to be near the bottom of this list because we were just doing that with rookie head coaches. We just did that with everybody else.
Yeah.
So I said to you, doesn't Ben Johnson then have to?
So when I was asking you if you would put him below those guys, I meant are we putting them behind them? Is what I was saying. So like we got Canales at 23. Is Ben Johnson a better head coach in your mind right now than Dave Canales?
Probably, yeah.
I think so. So Raheem Morris, Ben Johnson a better head coach than him right now?
Probably.
I like Ben Johnson better than Raheem Morris.
Yeah, he's a good coordinator. He hasn't proven to be a good head coach. Not yet.
Okay, so Gannon in Arizona, is that where we put 21 is Ben Johnson? Or do we move Gannon up?
I'd move him above Gannon.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Well, okay, so then D'Amico Ryans, I don't think we can put Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I think that's where the buck stops. Yeah, I think that's what D'Amico Ryans has done what we want Ben Johnson to do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Reed,
early success as a head coach.
I think we're using some projection here in terms of what we're expecting from these teams this season. So it's like you say, not for long.
And just their ability to coach, man.
Yeah. And Ben Johnson, what he's shown so far, and again, we're here and we see it every day with the press conferences and how he runs his practices and just everything, So we are biased. Let's just admit it. At the end of the day, we are biased, but we can't put him above D'Amico Ryans. We can't. So Ben Johnson goes to number 20. And then everybody kind of moves over. Ryans becomes 19. Zach Taylor becomes 18. Stefanski 17. Dan Quinn 16. LaFleur 15. Okay. So I feel better about that.
My next is Mike Vrabel.
Okay, so let's have that conversation. Vrabel over
Sean McDermott is the only guy you challenge this.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's Vrabel then right. McDermott, I think.
Yeah, McDermott needs to be above him right now too. You're very right about that. And just think about this, guys. Mike Vrabel is number 14 on this list of head coaches, and there's no argument against it. There's really no argument against putting him there, and he's a damn good head coach. John S. says Vrabel top 10. Purple Jesus says Vrabel is solid.
Yeah, but again, wait, guys. Just wait. Just wait till the names we start throwing, because this is where this gets brutal.
This is a comment.
This gets brutal.
Yeah, this is going to be hard. This is a comment I want to touch on, though, what Reed is saying. If you listen to Ben talk about McDaniel, it's McDaniel. There's no S, just to point that out, Reed. But I think when Ben Johnson's talking about his respect for Mike McDaniel, it's about his offensive innovation. It's about how clever he is in creating a very creative run game and what he does with his offensive game plans and schematic shit. Mike McDaniel as a head coach, though, I don't think is where it's at. I don't think he has really enough control over his team. I think you can see that in this offseason. His team there's a lot of weird shit going on in Miami.
And
he's too laid back.
I don't think he's
authoritative enough. I don't think he's got control of his team.
He starts with a winning record every year and falls apart at the end of every season. This team has literally 2 times in the last decade has gone 8-0 or no, 7-1 to start in the first 8 games and then lost the last 8.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, this team responds very poorly.
Also had a lot of injuries too.
But I want to get to this, guys. I like Vrabel. Me and Dustin wanted Vrabel to be the head coach of the Bears over Ben Johnson. Like I said, we keep our receipts here. When we're wrong, we're right. I wanted Mike Vrabel to be the head coach of the Bears. Mike Vrabel is an awesome coach, guys. We're about to start naming perennial playoff appearances,
Hall of Fame
Super
coaches.
Bowls. Yeah, we're about to dive into some guys that will be in the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of guys here that are saying Vrabel's top 10, and we're with you guys. Like like Brandon said, we wanted him as the coach of the Bears. It was never really a realistic shot, apparently, but John S. saying here Vrabel was a top 10 coach in Tennessee. No idea what they were thinking getting rid of him. I agree with you 100%. They ousted him out of there. It was like a coup, man, and that fucked that team pretty hard when
they're idiots. And
a coach like Vrabel to incompetency, that's a big
and the
drop
Patriots are going to be improved immediately. So, and I think they might be second place in that division because we're talking about how bad the Dolphins are.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chris, at the end of the day, the decision was made. Ben Johnson was my second choice the whole time, and Ben Johnson was a damn good choice.
Both liked Ben Johnson as well.
Yeah.
We both liked both guys.
We thought this team needed culturally, but honestly, Ben Johnson's brought that in spades, and that's why we got him so high on this list at this point. I mean, Ben Johnson being number 20 on this list, he's the highest rookie head coach that we have by far. The next one behind him is Glenn at 25, just above Brian Dable. So, we love Ben Johnson, but Vrabel has a better resume, so that's why he's higher on this list right now.
All right, is Dan Campbell next?
Yep. That's a good question, man. Dan Campbell has turned that team around. They've been in the playoffs 2 years in a row now. I mean, I think that they're no longer favorites to win the NFC North. They were.
Is it Dan Campbell?
It's Sean McDermott or Sean McDermott.
Oh, I thought we already. Yeah, no. Sean McDermott goes next.
Sean McDermott goes after Vrabel, two
Yep.
AFC East guys.
Yes.
So
Then
that's the
Dan
last AFC
Campbell.
East guy. The whole AFC East is out of there.
Then
McDermott.
Dan Campbell or John Harbaugh.
I'm not putting Dan Campbell above John Harbaugh right now. John
No, me
Harbaugh's
neither.
won a
John
Super
Harbaugh's.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh might belong here, man.
Shut
Jim
the fuck
Harbaugh.
up. No way. No way.
Remember, John beat Jim in a Super Bowl.
Jim Harbaugh is a top 5 coach in the NFL in my mind.
I don't know if you can push for that right now, man.
We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna push pretty hard. We'll see where it gets us.
Okay,
We'll
so
see
who
how
goes?
good of a coach he is after.
So I think Jim should go now, and you're saying Pete Carroll, Andy Reid,
I would put
Payton,
Pete Carroll. You know what? Honestly,
Sean Payton, Mike Tomlin. I mean,
yeah, we're getting Harbaughs into the
Kyle
top 10.
Shanahan, Nick Sirianni. This is getting.
Yeah, no. I mean, Shanahan needs to come up. Shanahan has lost in a couple of Super Bowls. Shanahan has fallen short when it's mattered most. His choices
listen,
of
guys,
defensive coordinators
the
has led
combination
to
of
issues. That's a problem for a head
the
coach.
roster and the GM in Philly, and we love you. Sorry, what was?
I think it's Pete Carroll here, Brandon. That's what I think.
Okay, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, that's fine, but what is he going to do this year versus these other guys?
He's coached his way to 2 Super Bowls. I mean, he made the worst call in NFL history, but
yeah. Well, here at the end of the day, man, I think it's about your resume and it's about what we're projecting. I think we've made that clear. Do you think Pete Carroll is a better head coach this season than the other guys we're talking about? You think he's better than
but
either
then you're
of the
basing it entirely on projection.
No, it's not just entirely because he wouldn't even get to 11 if it weren't for his resume. In my mind, he'd be.
You're probably going to disagree with this
19.
then, because if this is the way you're approaching, you're not going to agree with this. But I would be considering he's won some rings, man. But the GM and the roster in Philly are more impressive than the head coach.
Sirianni's coming up
for me is somewhere behind Pete Carroll.
Sirianni was a laughing stock a year ago. I mean, these things go ebb and flow, man. But I think it's Carroll, and I think then we talk about Shanahan or Sirianni. I think that's where we're at with this list, to be honest.
I like Kyle Shanahan more than Sirianni.
So do I. But I think that's the conversation we start to have. Sirianni got the Super Bowl. Shanahan hasn't won it. So, I mean, and I'm a Niners fan. But that's a conversation worth having. I think Carroll goes here. John S. agrees with me. So you're overruled.
It doesn't mean you just said he got the Super Bowl. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll's been to 2. And he's just put him behind the guy who got
like
the
you
Super
just
Bowl.
said, like you just said, he lost one in a pretty tragic fashion.
Yeah,
but
terrible call.
And Purple Jesus says, I'd rather have Pete Carroll and Shanahan over Sirianni. Okay. So he would put Sirianni here at number 11. I'm going to go Carroll here at 11. That's what we're going to go. And I think right now it's Sirianni or Shanahan. And I think we kind of stated that Sirianni is going to go at number 10.
Yeah.
Is that where we're at?
Shanahan 9. John Harbaugh 8.
I'm kind of liking that. I like Shanahan as a top 10 coach, but again, there's some concerns I have in terms of how he's approached certain big game situations as well. The same thing I said about LaFleur, man.
All right, man. Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, shut up.
I'd say Kevin O'Connell here, then Jim Harbaugh.
John H. 9. John Harbaugh is 9 for John S. Right now we got Shanahan at 9. We got 8 John Harbaugh, right?
Yep. And then I'd go. Jim's coming up here. I'd say you could make a case that Jim.
Okay, let's break this down. Let's put it in some context here. What we have left to go off.
I know who we got left. We got Kevin O'Connell, Andy Reid.
Oh, bro,
Jim Harbaugh.
I fucked up on this list for sure. I fucked up on this list. I'm just going to throw this out here right now. Bowles is not written down. So we're actually at number 7. This is what happens when you do these lists this way, just so you guys know. Bowles should have been written down right at either at 16 where Dan Quinn is, 15 where LaFleur is.
No, I said that Dan Quinn was better than Bulls, so Bulls is 16. So all those guys move up.
Okay, so Bowles is 17 then?
Yeah, I said Dan Quinn was a better. We got to those two, and I said Dan Quinn was a better coach than Todd
Okay.
Bowles.
All right. So Stefanski stays at 17 and Bowles goes to 18, or Bowles is better than Stefanski,
Bowles is better than Stefanski.
but not better than Dan Quinn. So then right now we got Stefanski at 17, Bowles at 16,
Quinn at 15.
Dan Quinn 15. So yeah, we're actually at number 7, guys. Sorry about that. 14 is LaFleur, 13 Vrabel,
And
12
there's only
is
one guy
McDermott,
left on this. There's only one guy left on this
11
list.
is Campbell, 10 is Carroll, 9 Sirianni. So Sirianni makes it inside the top 10. 8 Shanahan, 7 John Harbaugh. That's where we're at. Number 6. So what we have left
It's either Kevin O'Connell or Jim Harbaugh right here, man. There's no other
I'm
person.
not. Yeah. I'm not. I don't believe that Kevin O'Connell is a better head coach than Jim Harbaugh. You know how I feel about Jim Harbaugh. So I mean, we can have that conversation.
No, I'm with you there because I think Kevin O'Connell is better with a quarterback for sure, but I think and maybe even a play caller. But I think Jim Harbaugh is a better head coach, a better
Yes.
leader of a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he has taken multiple teams to championships at different levels of the sport, college and the NFL. So
what we have left is Mike Tomlin. We have
Andy Reid,
Kevin O'Connell, Andy Reid,
Sean
McVay, Jim Harbaugh, and who's that? Sean Payton. Where's Sean Payton in this conversation?
Still not yet.
I don't put Sean Payton above Jim Harbaugh either.
I do. I have to there, man.
I mean that Broncos team is looking good.
And that Drew Brees Saints team was.
Purple Jesus says fuck Sean Payton. I think there's some bias there. But Reed says Kevin and then Jim. John S says KOC and then Jim. John S says McVay is 1, Payton is 2. Sean is damn good. He is a damn good head coach.
Yes. I think Andy Reid has to be 1 by default.
Yeah, I think so too. But so number 6 then is KOC. We got him as a top 6 coach. I think that's pretty damn good for KOC. I mean, what's he actually done? What's he actually done in terms of like winning the big games? I mean, not much, right? So
no.
I think that's pretty fair. That's giving him a lot of credit for the offenses he puts together and the quarterback play he gets out of substandard quarterback. So,
but I think he is a phenomenal head coach.
Okay, so then number 5 is Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, he's got to be below Sean McVay. He's got to be below Tomlin.
You mean Sean Payton? Sean McVay's not here yet.
I'm trying to put it in context. That's what we have left. Jim Harbaugh has to be below McVay. He has to be below Reid. He has to be below Payton, and he has to be below Tomlin. So yes, those are going to be our top 4, and Harbaugh is going to be 5.
And I think you could put Sean Payton at 4.
Harbaugh 5. I mean, over Tomlin? You think Tomlin is better than?
Yes, I think Tomlin, Reid, and who am I missing? Who's the last? Tomlin, McVay are the top 3 coaches in the NFL.
Interesting. McVay is 2 according to Foster. Old Cheeseburger is number 1. Real Bears fan Foster says Reid, McVay, Payton at 3. Reid says Tomlin isn't that good. He inherited a good team and has been shit since. I mean,
Tomlin's never had a losing
season. Even
with
with
17 years.
Even with some shit teams, he's gotten the most out of them. Tomlin is going to be, I mean, honestly, to me, I would put Tomlin over McVay.
There will never be a coach that goes 17 years without a losing season again. That will never happen in the NFL. Yeah. I assure you of that. That's not going to be a thing.
And he's been a coach for how long, Brandon?
17 years.
18 years.
18
years.
He's never missed, or he's never had a losing season. He's
had a exactly.
Purple. He's had a 500 season.
For me, Mike Tomlin is above McVay.
Me too. He's number 2.
Okay.
For me, Tomlin's number 2, McVay's number 3, and Andy Reid's number 1.
Okay, so Peyton below McVay? You think McVay is better than Sean Payton?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I mean, Peyton had some rough years in New Orleans, but he had a lot of consistency as well,
They've
and he's a
both won a
damn
Super
good.
Bowl.
Yeah.
McVay kind of started the whole hire the young guy, and he has the best offense in the league. Like,
Well, Peyton was kind of there too. Peyton was that guy before McVay. I
yeah,
mean,
but it wasn't he was like mid 40s when he was
wasn't
hired, I think.
as young, but yeah. But he was young at the time that he was young for a head coach at the time he was hired. Like that trend kind of
I think
started.
wasn't Sean McVay like 30 or something when he got it? It was something, wasn't he? Like 30,
No,
34 or something.
no, I think he was even in his like late 20s, early 30s, like 30,
Was
30
yeah.
exactly, 31.
I'd go Peyton, I'd go McVay, I'd go Tomlin, and I'd go Reed. And
I think I'm on
I'll
board with
stand.
you there.
I'll fight for Tomlin to the death, man. I will, because
Yeah,
I don't
I
even like the
I
Steelers.
agree.
I really don't. I don't like the Steelers, but that you have to respect what that guy has done in his tenure as the Steelers head coach. And they
Purple
don't give him a
Jesus.
quarterback. They never give him a quarterback.
Yeah, no, he still has not been given a quarterback. I mean, since Ben Roethlisberger started deteriorating, they have not figured that out.
They'll
John S.
address
again.
that position.
John S. has McVay, Peyton, Reed, Tomlin. We got the same top four, John, but we got a little flipped. Our number one is Andy Reid. Our number two is Tomlin. Number three is McVay. Number four is Sean Payton. And honestly, for me, I'd put Harbaugh above Payton. I'm just going to say that. I think he has a better season as a coach this year. Number five is Harbaugh, six KOC. Number seven is John Harbaugh. Number eight is Kyle Shanahan. Number nine is Sirianni. Number 10 is Pete Carroll. How do you feel about our top 10? You don't think Campbell should be ahead of Pete Carroll, right?
No, and I mean, I've talked about this before on this show, guys, but I mean, really wrap your head around that. In our top 10, four of those coaches are in the same division in the current
Reed,
NFL.
Peyton, Harbaugh, Carroll. Yeah, that's insane. And the NFC North has one coach in the top 10, and then we got Campbell right outside the top 10, LaFleur at 14, and Ben Johnson at number 20. So that's the second best division in football. The reason I wanted to do this list, Brandon, and I texted you about this today, is because I think this should be the baseline for where you start in terms of where you're predicting teams to finish in a season. I think we focus on the players too much. We don't focus on at least sometimes. You know, I think if you're really paying attention, you know the coach is going to make the impact, and you want to go with the coach when you're talking about a team that's going to win a division or like a sleeper team. Like if you want to pick the Titans, you think the Titans are going to be the best team in the AFC South? How are you feeling about Callahan, who we have ranked at number 29 on this list, the fourth worst coach in the NFL? He needs to take a giant step, and you need to believe that. You need to believe the coach is good. You need to believe the offensive line is good and the quarterback is good to have a chance
Yeah, and we
to be a competitive team in the
yeah,
NFL.
well, and your projection of the team should reflect how you feel about a coach. I think that D'Amico Ryan's about to maybe possibly show that he's not the head coach that everyone thought he was, and that team's looking for.
That he might
And
just
I
be a
also
defensive coordinator.
and I also think that Houston team regresses again.
Yeah, same here. And I'm having this is going to be my toughest one, like in terms of the AFC South is one you can just take a shot with. Like, fuck it, who cares? Like, who's going to, I might pick the Titans to win that division. Like, I just don't
I
know
really
what else
like
to do.
Cam Ward, man.
I fucking love Cam Ward. But again, we ranked their coach number 29 on this list. So that makes it, like there's concerns with every team. But I think it starts and ends really here. So the fact, and yeah, Reed points out, very hard list to make. Did we do the clap for Reed, by the way? I don't remember. It's been such a long fucking day.
Let's do it anyways.
Mr. Reed, you've been awesome. We've never seen your name before until tonight. You've been an
Dude,
awesome
Reed.
member of the chat. Let me get you a legitimate one here.
Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining the
That's for
conversation.
all of y'all too, man. Y'all have all been great. Purple Jesus jumping in. Hopefully we can get you on the show next week. John S. as always. Hopefully that back's feeling better, John. I know you were in the hospital last week, recovering from back surgery. real Bears fan. Even Carm is a genius in here when we had the
Yeah,
Caleb
I
conversation.
called him. I shouted him out when I
Yeah,
went through
man.
the.
I feel like we're missing. Vizzo Joe was in here. Bruja Shorty was in here. Foster, the other Foster, the Foster who is a god according to Real Bears fan was in here. Phil was in here. Y'all have been awesome. This list is hard to make, man. These are some really right now.
Oh
There's
no,
a really
I was
good
talking to
crop
Sean
of
about today.
coaches.
I could
There's a
spend
really good
weeks
crop
making
of
that list.
coaches. Yeah.
When it comes to guys like Carm, man, listen, we respect and implore that people have a difference of opinion, especially in our chat.
Yeah, we
We
need it.
want to
We want
we
it.
want to
Yeah.
have a conversation with you though.
Yeah.
So when it becomes just trolling, we're saying like, "Oh, Matt Eberflus is a
It
better
becomes
coach than
harder to
Caleb."
find the content in that. It
Yeah,
becomes harder to keep the conversation going, like that's
we
really
are
the
more than
problem, right?
open to a
Yeah.
conversation. We'll never take things personally, and we'll never attack your character. Just have a conversation with us. Have a
Yep.
conversation with us.
Yeah,
That's the
come
best
come
thing about
come with
sports.
us. Come to us with your opinion and your facts to support it and why you believe what you believe, and we'll hear you out and we'll have that conversation, as Brandon just said. How do you feel about our list, Brandon, our coaches list?
I like it. The guys who I wanted to be in the top 10 are in the top 10. You could probably jumble some guys at the bottom of that list. A lot of people would probably put Shane Steichen a lot higher than I do, but that's just how we feel, man.
I mean, I don't think Steichen is a very good coach, and I think he's going to be gone.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So
I think
and we had a
D'Amico
Packers
Ryan,
fan in here. We had a who subscribed and liked the Van Ness guy. Remember, we had a Packers fan in here earlier. This chat has been very diverse, and I like it. And I like being able to have these conversations.
We had Purple Jesus, we had a Caleb hater, we
had an Eagles
Packers.
fan, Mike P.
Yeah, we had Eagles. We just needed a Lions fan to jump in.
Yeah, T Runs the North didn't jump in tonight. No Don Burr, unfortunately. But again, if we get enough fans of these are all teams that the Bears are playing this year, we can all talk about these games before they come on, man. That's a great idea from you, Purple Jesus, and hopefully we're able to get you on. But look at this list. Look at how you think of coaches. Now, your list doesn't have to be the same as our list, obviously, but if you're picking these divisions, if you're picking like who you expect to be the best teams in the NFL, this is where it starts. Look at this first, because this is going to give you a lot of indicators on what teams are going to show up every week and not give up. It's a big indicator of that. Real Bears fan says screw Burr. Love the other opinions, but Carm was just trolling. Yeah, I mean he does that everywhere he goes.
Yeah, he said two things. He said two things that I think could have I thought we developed into a conversation. He said Caleb gets scrambled. He said in his own words were a little more aggressive, but like I didn't disagree with him there. And then I forget what else. Dustin, he
For
said
sure,
something.
Real Bears fan.
Oh, he said that he thought he had very bad situational awareness. Now that's a football term. I mean, he's actually trying to have a conversation. He's providing why he doesn't like Caleb as a player. We can have a conversation about things like those.
Mm-hmm.
When it's just the guy sucks because he paints his nails.
And you guys don't know football because you like him.
Yeah,
you want him to start over Beijing. Yeah, those become issues. But again, I thought we carried the conversation well, and I thought, and I appreciate everybody who's in here. Yeah, at the end of the day, you spent your time with us on a Thursday morning while we just talk shit, and that's the point of it at the end to me, and hopefully we have fun doing it, and we all learn a little bit from the conversation, man. So hopefully y'all like our list. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. If you did, hit that like button. As I continue to say, Monday is a big show. I'm excited about it. We're doing our division predictions. We're doing the playoffs, Super Bowl. We're all going to have our picks. It's going to be a fucking jam-packed show. Awards, player awards, everything. We're going to pack it all into one show. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you come, you're going to be in it for the long haul, guys. So join us on Monday for that. Saturday, the Northside 9, Sean and Kyle. Just had Mike North on last week. Hell of a show. If you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. But those guys are killing it with their Cubs content.
Really good insiders on that show.
Man. Yeah. So check them out on Saturday. I know I've seen John S. in there before. But we got content coming to you guys multiple times a week. We got 4starchicagosports.com. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We're on TikTok. And look for our shorts on YouTube as well. Yeah, we had Mike North on Purple Jesus. He was on last Saturday. Go check out the show, Northside 9. I used to listen to him when he was on ESPN radio back in the day. Yeah, we all did. We all did.
Yeah, guys, and go check out our website, 4starsports.com. We do a lot of writing too. Put a lot of time into that. At least I do when I
We
write a
could do
piece.
some more. We could do some more probably,
But
yeah.
there's some blogs out there that still apply to this Bears team today, and to the Bulls team today, and to the Cubs. And so Sean wrote a really good piece on Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah.
Go check those out, guys. And other than that, man, love you, appreciate you. It's always fun, Dustin, guys, everybody in the chat.
It's getting late.
Yep.
We appreciate y'all for being here, though. Back your quarterback, guys. Caleb Williams deserves the city's support until he doesn't, and let's see how it goes. It's gonna be a fun year.
Same as the rest of them did.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, bear down.
Peace out, everybody. Have a great morning.